monsters are real. They know where you live. They're under your bed. They're coming for you. Are you afraid? Run.
I did something bad.
What did you do?
I don't want to say.
Why would you say that then?
I feel guilty.
Well, then just spill it and you'll feel less guilty.
Okay, Esteban?
Oh, no. No, I hope this isn't going where I think it's going.
You know that cat that Frank brought home the other day?
Miss Mittens, yes.
Yeah, the one he brought to the office?
Yes.
I ate her.
Just straight up just ate it?
Yeah, it was looking at me weird, and I got really hungry, and I hadn't had my paste that morning,
Paste?
My paste, yeah.
What did it taste like?
Like a cat.
You just ate it whole?
Have you eaten cats before?
I don't want to answer that.
That's a definite yes, for sure. For sure. That's a yes.
Good morning, agents.
What's our monster this week, sir?
Take a look right there. We have a UFO sighting, possibly, in Athens, Nebraska. Crop circles reported 2 missing teenagers, Mandy Carter and Peter Morrison. We have reason to suspect that it may be in connection with a cold case in the area about 7 years ago, but that trail went cold. I'm sending you all out there to see what's going on.
Esteban, that's a long time. Was that one of your cases you didn't complete?
7 years ago. No, I wasn't working aliens 7 years ago. So it's gonna be fresh for me too.
I'm excited. Hopefully I get to meet some people like me.
I hope you do, honestly, too. Meet some long-lost family members, huh?
Yeah, that'd be kind of crazy, right?
Actually,
Yeah.
You know, now that I think about it, I don't think I want multiple deacons running around.
Oh, that would be delightful.
Oh, no.
Well, the local population is understandably quite upset, so there's no time to wait, agents. Get to it, and good luck.
Did you bring any of that alien repellent?
Of course, I have alien repellent for whenever you get in your moods.
Is that what you always spray on me? And that's why I can't see for a week.
Yeah,
A week?
A whole week.
strong. I had this special made.
I thought he was like hitting me with bear mace or something.
No, I had Ryan down in R&D make a little something special for me in case you get extra on my nerves.
Ryan, you son of a bitch, I'm eating your cat next.
Oh, no. But anyway, yes, I have the cans of repellent if we need them. Are you thinking anything else? What do you feel about, having to fight against your kind if it comes down to it?
I'm always down for a scrap, you know me.
All right, fair enough.
Yeah.
No more time to waste. Let's get to the car.
Alright, let's do it.
Our monster hunters peel off the highway down the exit ramp towards Athens, Nebraska. You look out and you see that the corn stalks are about 6 feet high all around. This is a sleepy little corn town. You'd pass it and you'd think it was quaint. You see farmhouses, barns, and as you're approaching the town, before you actually get into the city limits, you see off to the side of the road, there is a cop car, like a state squad car, a pickup truck, and then 2 more trucks, like just off to the other side of the road. And on this side of a barbed wire fence and the corn stalks on the other side are a uniformed police officer, and he is standing and seems to be arguing with 2 sets of adults, 1 man, 1 woman, 1 man and 1 woman. And behind him, just off to the right, is a older man. He has a chin strap, white beard that goes all the way around his face, cracked, leathery skin and deep set eyes. He's got a wide brim straw hat and like blue jean overalls. Okay, and cowering behind him, hiding behind his leg, is a young boy also wearing like overalls and a long sleeve shirt, tousled, messy black hair and like really thick eyebrows. Is hiding and cowering behind his leg. You see that they're just standing off to the side of the squad car. The older man looks kind of pissed. He's got his arms folded, and the kid is like cowering and hiding behind his leg. And the officer seems to be arguing with these two couples who are just standing off to the side of the road. Esteban, you pull your 1968 Chevy muscle car, black and silver, the Bullet, as you have affectionately nicknamed it. Pull off the exit ramp from the highway, and this is the first sight you see as you are entering the town of Athens, Nebraska.
Looks like it's already getting started.
Can you pull over here in a sec? I gotta make a mess.
What kind of mess?
The not good kind.
Okay, yeah, hold on. And I'll pull it over to the side so no one sees Deacon's skin fall off his body.
No, I don't mean that kind of mess.
Okay, never mind. I don't go that far.
Yeah, no, you can pull over next to these kind officers over here. I'll do it quietly behind your car.
Okay, that's fine. Don't get any on it.
Okay, I'll try my best.
All right. I'll see if I can talk to the officer. You want to go see what's going on with the old man?
Yes, of course.
And you just meet up when you're ready.
Yeah, I'll talk a little louder so they can't hear anything going on back there.
Okay. You got it. So I'll move up. I'll get out of the car.
As you approach, you're holding your badge out. The officer has his back to you. He's kind of quarter turned to you, and the couples are arguing with him. And one of the men is saying, "Damn it, Earl! You're not going to stop me from going in there after my daughter." And he's like, "Now just calm down, Bill. Okay, we got to talk about this." And you approach.
Don't mean to interrupt.
Earl, the police officer, kind of interjects and says, "Now, Bill, this is the FBI. Okay, we called him in here to help us out with a little bit of investigating. Okay, we just need you to calm down." And the man is just irate, and he's like, "You're not gonna tell me my daughter's been missing, you son of a bitch!" And then the wife is just kind of crying there. The other two parents are just holding each other, and they look kind of sullen and worried.
I like just side eye him and slowly take it out and goes, "The officer's correct. I am part of the FBI. It's my job to find lost people in extreme circumstances as this, and just so we're on the same level here, sir. I lost my family in a similar way, and I made it my mission to make sure that doesn't happen to anybody else."
I don't know what you mean in a similar way, pal. My daughter ran off with some boy.
That's why we're here. Now I'm here to gather information and see how we can help. If there's anything you'd like to tell me to further this investigation, that would be fantastic.
Earl, the police officer, interjects and kind of tries to push the parent back and says, "Now, Bill, just go back to your truck. I promise we have this all under control. You're not doing yourself any favors." He turns to you and says, "I'll be happy to answer any of your questions in a moment. Just please let me get this situation under control." Again, the other parents are just like crying and sobbing, and you see that the farmer just kind of is rocking back in where he's standing, just rocking back on the balls of his feet, and just kind of spits a brown chunk of dip out on the ground. Earl says, "No, this is Farmer Nick's private property, okay, Bill? Now just please back up. Go home, calm yourself down. Why don't you have a nice beer and watch the game, okay? And we'll take care." "Have a beer and watch the game? My daughter is missing. How many times do I have to say it?" They're just arguing back and forth, paying less and less attention to you.
I'll wait. Holly, see what the old man's about. I'm going to keep an eye on this just to be sure.
I'll approach the old man and the young boy. "Hello, sir. My name's Holly Jameson, agent of the FBI.
Mm-hmm.
Been called in to investigate this circumstance.
Well, you best do it from the other side of that fence.
Is there anything that you'd like to tell me about?"
Not particular.
Holly's eyes narrow and she starts getting a little irritated. "All right, well, do you mind if I talk to this young man next to you?"
He looks down. The little boy looks up to you. And he says, Stravos, you got anything to say to this lady? And then he just looks up at you and goes, Paul.
I want to crouch down, pull out a big red lollipop from my satchel.
His eyes widen.
Here you go.
He looks up at his father, or who you presume to be his father. And he just kind of looks down and looks back at you. Spits, and the little boy reaches up and grabs the lollipop out of your hand, starts sucking on it. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Can you tell me about anything that's going on around here? Okay, well, if you have...
Cherry flavor.
Yeah, yes. If you have any information for
That
me...
boy and girl went missing.
I've got a lot more where that came from.
He loves it.
Have you ever met them before?
I don't know.
You don't know?
I don't know.
I turn...
Ma'am, we don't take kindly no city slickers coming around here. Please leave my son alone and get off my property.
Okay.
And he looks down at the patch of dirt that you're standing on, and you just take one step back onto the state road.
Okay. Can I roll to manipulate someone?
Sure, go ahead.
Okay, so Holly has a see it all fits together ability where she can use her sharp instead of charm to manipulate someone. She's just that smart. So I will go ahead and do that. 5.
So that is a failure. So the farmer Nick just puts a big palm on his, again, who you presume to be his son's shoulder, and pushes him behind him and just stares sternly at you, and you just start scribbling in your notepad. And he looks down, and your toe is just over the line on the side of the road, and you just scoot it back. And he does another huge spit a dip on the side of the road.
Is this spit close to me?
Yes, he spits kind of in between your feet. Says, you stay right there.
Okay. I wasn't planning on moving. I just came here to get one thing, and that's information.
Got nothing for you.
Am I able to tell if he's lying? Using my suspicious mind ability?
Go ahead and roll for that.
Okay.
Plus sharp.
7.
On a mixed success, he's hard to read. You, based on his surly nature, usually you think that maybe that is a trait of somebody who's trying to hide information, but you're also, this might just be kind of how people are sometimes.
He seems like just kind of a jerk.
Yeah, he might just be a farmer who's just into his own business and just wants people off his land and just to hang out and not be bothered, and you might be bothering him. So.
I understand that. Okay, sir, if you think of anything that might be pertinent to this circumstance, you let me know. You can let Officer Dogood over there let me know, and we'll get into contact. I pull out another lollipop and I give it to the kid hesitantly.
He's still sucking on the other one. And he reaches up and grabs that one too and just puts it in his pocket for later. Esteban, you've watched as Officer Earl Langley has been able to successfully calm down Bill, who, overhearing their conversation, you assume him to be the parent of Mandy, who was one of the girls who was missing. He's able to calm them down and convince them to go back to their truck, and all of the parents go wait on the other side of the road where their vehicles are parked. And he turns to talk to you and says, well, thanks for arriving in a timely manner. This has understandably been quite upsetting for the parents, and Farmer Nick is not making it any easier on us by, allowing us onto his property. He's pretty stingy.
Well, like I said, cases like this are personal to me in a way. Can you give me any information you have right now? Any kind of, especially anything that may sound weird or out of place?
Listen, why don't y'all get back in that fancy bucket of bolts you got right there and follow me on back to the station house, and we'll answer any questions you need. Let me just settle up with Bill and the others, and we'll have them wait nearby as well. We just need to get away from Farmer Nick's property, otherwise we're going to have bigger problems.
Yeah, he seemed a little crusty. I'll get the rest of my crew and we'll meet you over there. Deacon, are you finished?
I want to, while that was going on, while their exchanges were happening, I would go to the back of the car, and I would kind of look and see how my comrades are doing. And having noticed that it's not really going well for both of them, I would want to go a couple 100 yards down the fence line out of sight of everybody else. I want to slip into his property while that was happening.
Yeah, absolutely. During all that commotion, nobody notices you slip away. You go a couple 100 yards down the way and just peel open the barbed wire fence and step right in.
And I want to, so it's all corn, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'd want to slip through the corn as silently as possible to see, maybe come back to where that road opens up, peek my head out, see if he has maybe a house or vehicle parked on the other side of the fence that I might be able to rifle through while all this is going on.
He was standing by his pickup truck near where he and Holly and the son were.
Okay.
So if you want to try to go around in the corn, like down that way,
Mm-hmm.
you can do that.
I would love to do that.
Okay, go ahead and let's roll Act Under Pressure.
That's going to be a 8.
So, Deacon, you climb through the cornfield and come out on the other side. With a mixed success, you exit the cornfield and go up to the pickup truck window. And what did you roll on the investigative mystery?
I rolled a 10.
Okay, so you look down into the passenger seat of this pickup truck. You see cigarette butts, crumpled receipts, hay. There's just a bunch of hay on the floor. But the most prominent thing you see is in between the driver's seat and the passenger seat, like in the center console, in like a gun rack, is a pretty nasty looking double barrel shotgun.
Are any of the windows open in this vehicle?
No, you're looking through a closed window. But because you only had a mixed success on your Act Under Pressure roll, as you are looking through the window, you feel a shoulder.
Feel a shoulder on my hand.
As you are looking through the window, you feel a heavy clap of a hand on your shoulder. And you spin around in terror to find Farmer Nick staring at you, and he just spits on the floor. And I assume Deacon is in his human form right now.
Correct, yes.
And he just kind of, you feel his fingers dig into your shoulder as he drags you away from the pickup truck. And you just, like a mom dragging her child by the ear, you just kind of go with him. And then he brings you back around the side of the pickup truck and pushes you onto the street, onto the state road, off of the dirt on the side. He spins you around, says, "Get off my property."
Do we see that?
Holly, you see that because you're standing right there, yeah. You actually noticed him come out of the cornfield, but you didn't say anything. You don't want to blow his cover. You gave him just enough time to look into the window before he was caught by Farmer Nick. And Farmer Nick looks over at Officer Langley, who's just finished, calming down the parents, and then he's walking back to his squad car, and Farmer Nick calls out to him and says, "Officer, you best keep these federal agents in check. This is private property. Last time I checked, the federal government ain't got nothing to do with it." And he looks over and says, "Not a problem, Nick. We're just trying to do the best we can for a missing boy and girl, okay? No reason to get uppity about it." And he spits on the ground again. He's dipping a lot. And he looks at all three of you, and he looks back at you, Esteban, and he says, "Yeah, I won't be uppity about it." And he gets back in his pickup truck and pulls off. Officer Earl breathes a sigh of relief and gets in his squad car, gives you guys the signal to follow him. You all pile back into Esteban's bullet and follow him back to the station. And you see in the rearview mirror the parents are following you as well. They're going back to the station in case you have any questions for them, right?
What happened?
I got lost.
I saw him grab you.
Yeah.
What did you find?
The only thing I saw in his truck were a half-drank milkshake and a double-barrel shotgun.
Of course he has a double-barrel shotgun. He's a farmer out here in the boonies.
Pretty nasty-looking one, though.
Nothing of importance for us.
Not at the moment, no.
Well, next time you're gonna do something like that, either don't get caught or find something useful.
Yeah, I don't think we should be sneaking onto his property, at least not when he's around.
You don't say.
I think next time he might take a shot at me.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was already on edge before, just talking to him on the dirt next to his property. Seeing you looking into his truck, probably not great.
Yeah, I think because the cops were there, that's probably why he didn't kill me or try to kill me on the spot. But
Did you act like a cop or a teenager?
I acted like some guy looking into someone's truck.
Okay, so not good.
So if I was a teenager, I'm a bad one.
Well, it could have just been more teenagers, hopping into the field or whatever. I didn't want him to think any worse of us as feds, but...
No, I think he knows.
Yeah, he fingered me for a federal agent pretty immediately.
Perfect. Awesome. All right, well, we're going to have to find a way to get on his property.
I can try that again.
I don't want you to try that again.
I could maybe do that thing I do and make myself look like him.
That'd be pretty cool, because if we want to draft up a warrant, it will probably take a day or two, and I don't think these kids have a day or two.
Oh, you know what? I think I just got a great idea.
Why are you whispering? We're still in the car regular.
Oh, we're in the car?
Yeah. It's fine. Holly's not going to rat you out.
Okay.
Go
yeah,
ahead.
You better not say anything.
I won't, yeah.
Look, why don't we get back to the station?
Don't actually whisper, though.
Why don't we get back to the station? Yeah, sorry, there might be people that need to hear this. Why don't we go back to the station? That maybe gives us a chance to, slip in.
I don't
know about that.
I'm not comfortable with that. I don't want to piss off Farmer Nick any more than we already got.
You mean
him.
piss off the pissed off farmer? I don't think he can be any more pissed off.
You'll be surprised.
I have a great idea.
Go ahead.
Farmers go to bed at like 7 p.m.
Okay.
Right? They have to wake up at like 4 a.m.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
About crack of dawn.
Yeah, those are good numbers for us, I feel like.
Okay.
So what if we just go back there?
And kill him.
We're the good guys.
As you guys are debating whether or not to murder this farmer in his own home, you arrive at the police station in downtown Athens. Again, it's a very quaint little Nebraska town. You wouldn't find a building over 2 stories. Lots of brick and like old Midwestern style. You pull into the police station. He gets out of his car. He walks the parents inside, and you follow him through the front door of the station. It's sparsely populated. You see maybe 1 or 2 other officers, somebody asleep at their desk with a hand holding a donut dipped into a cup of coffee. They just fell asleep like that.
I want to kick his desk as we walk by.
Do your job.
Sorry! He just starts eating the donut. He politely asks the parents to wait out in the lobby where there's like lots of chairs. I don't know if it's called a lobby of a police station, but the place where the chairs are. They sit down, and he takes you back to his office, and you see it says Chief Langley on the door. He opens the door and invites you to sit down. He sits down behind his desk, and there are perfectly conveniently 3 empty chairs right across from his desk.
I take the middle one.
I'll take the one on the right.
I usually sit in the middle, so I don't know.
Not this time. The middle one's for the leader.
Okay.
I move my chair a little bit in the front so I look like I'm the leader.
Okay.
It grinds across the wooden floor.
Holly glares at us while I take some
I would like
notes.
to use my psychic abilities to move his chair back.
Go ahead and roll Act Under Pressure.
There's
telekinesis?
There's a cop right there.
Yeah, let's see if you use your telekinetic powers without this guy being able to see.
I didn't think this one through. 4.
Okay, so fully in the middle of this police station, Deacon turns and just goes, and Esteban, roll Act Under Pressure.
Well, I thought we were in his office.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
we're all in his office together.
3.
Okay, Esteban tries to play it off as his chair is ripped out from under him, and he just falls butt first on the floor.
Holly takes a picture.
But Officer Earl turns around as he was just getting ready to sit down at his desk. You just happened to catch him at a moment when he was turning to sit down, and he looks and says, "Well, don't sit on the floor, son. There's a perfectly good chair right there."
Yeah,
Why would you
Esteban.
do that?
My apologies. Just pretend that didn't. I hardcore angry glare at Deacon. Why?
He just sits down behind the desk and says, "Okay, are you guys federal agents? You look to be in about high school yourself, sir."
I'm an intern.
Okay, that checks out.
I showed you mine earlier.
I remember.
Okay.
Well, I'm sorry y'all are behaving kind of strangely. We just don't get you federal types around here often. We are a quaint, quiet little town, and I'd like to keep it that way. Thank you very much.
We can assure you that this is standard operating procedure.
Just testing the floorboards.
Yes.
Well, I think you'll find that they're up to snuff.
You'll be surprised.
I think you may have a faulty chair, though, and I wiggled the one Esteban is sitting in.
It's a little loose.
It's a little loose. Yeah.
He says, "Well, are you here to investigate my creaky floorboards, or are you going to help me find this missing boy and girl? Because it is quite a troublesome situation."
Depends what you have under those floorboards.
I'm not sure I like what you're insinuating.
Deacon, I need you to stand down.
I'll stand down for now.
Please,
I slowly sit back in my chair.
please continue.
About a day or two ago, let's say a day,
Okay.
little Mandy Carter and Peter Morrison were out UFO hunting or something of the like out by Farmer Nick's cornfield. We've had some strange crop circles pop up recently, and you know, not a lot of exciting things happen in a town like this around here. So naturally, some of the folk and some of the younger folk in town got a little excited, and I guess these two got it in their mind that they were gonna go try to see something. Now, me personally, I think they was just looking for somewhere secluded to go and fool around, and some teenagers from the next town over must have put those holes in Farmer Nick's crops, which is understandable why he's so surly of late. Now, as far as the FBI is concerned, I suppose everything's worth looking into, but if it's up to me, I don't want to hear no talk about no UFOs. I don't want no rumors spreading around my town, okay? Our folk are wild enough as it is, as you clearly saw, with 2 kids missing. We don't need to add any rumors or nothing else to that. Am I understood?
Yeah, aliens are absolutely not real.
Right, we're all in agreement on that.
Correct.
How often do these crop circles appear?
This is well, I've been sheriff. That's what we have in this part of the country, I think.
I have my badge. It says what I am. Do you have yours?
I've been sheriff for about 12 years now. And I think sheriffs are elected every 12 years, so that checks out. And in all of my tenure here, I have never seen any crop circles or nothing of the like. We heard about, I mean, you see the kind of stuff like this on the television, and you hear about it on the radio and some of them fancy plays they got, but nothing like that happens around here. We're nice folk. We don't play pranks. Like I said, it must have been some teenagers from the next town over.
What do you hear about the kids in Larissa, Nebraska? I've
Well-
heard some of them have gone missing.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, that's the way of the world. We do our best as officers of the law to protect folk and keep them safe, but kids are just going to run off. And, you know, I know how it is growing up in a small town. Lots of these kids want to get out and have some kind of adventure. So, you know, sometimes they runs off, and that's all fine by me. As I recall that case you're referring to, those kids that was missing never recovered any bodies or nothing. So,
Holly, were those kids found near crop circles as well?
Well, all the information I have is possibly connected to a cold case.
and yes.
Yes. There were
Okay.
crop circles involved.
Mhm.
When did
Yes,
this
crop circles.
When did this crop circle appear? The one in Farmer Nick's.
It couldn't have been more than a week ago, but you know how you met Nick. He's not very forthcoming with the information, so who's to say how long he waited to report it? But
Do you know where it is on his property?
well, I'm sure he could tell you the exact acreage and markers, but it's pretty damn big. You can see it from the highway.
Can you?
Okay, write that down.
Approximately what mile marker?
Well, y'all took the exit to come down here. If you keep going about another mile down. There's no mile marker for it, but if you just look over on the side of the highway past there, you should be able to see it. Nick owns most of the property from between here and Larissa, all the farmland that is.
Deacon, do you have anything to add?
Well, Sheriff, I don't mean to step on your toes or anything, but since the crop circles were found in both of these cases, you know, it seems to me that we're maybe dealing with, pardon me, frog in my throat, we may be dealing with a repeat offender. Were there any clues or anything that stood out to you from the last case that, you know, anything weird 7 years ago that you think, you know, stood out to you a little bit, that maybe we could apply here?
Well, memory's a little fuzzy. It was 7 years ago, and as I say, kids run off and don't tell their parents all the time. If we don't find a body, then, you know, after 48 hours, we just kind of let them go. And what else is there to do when the trail goes cold? Some little Billy runs away from home and doesn't write home to mama, goes off to New York City and tries to be a rock star or whatever. You know, kids get their dreams. But, no, I don't rightly recall nothing. There was this one fella snooping around here. I chased him off, though. He was trying to take some pictures, it looked like, from the highway of the crop circles. Like I said, this is a quiet town, and I'd like to keep it that way. I don't want to have any pictures. I don't want to have any reporters. I don't want nothing about no UFOs. I don't want anybody getting into that in their heads. Okay? If possible, I want to find little Mandy and little Peter, and I want to bring them back home to their mommies and daddies. If possible.
Well, if we start to find clues that match up, I think it would be wise to try to see how these connect in some way. Anything else for the kind officer?
That fellow you chased off, is he a resident of the town, or is he somebody from outside?
No, he wouldn't. He doesn't live, I don't think, anywhere within a 30-mile radius of here. I would know.
And this is someone you saw 7 years ago, or someone you saw recently?
No, very recently, right around the time Farmer Nick came to report the crop circles and said some kids had probably pranked him and ruined his crops. He was rather irate about it. I went out to investigate, and I saw some feller taking pictures. I chased him off.
What did he look like?
Just a regular old feller, nothing in particular. I don't think there's anything special about him. Guy was probably driving by on the highway, saw some crop circles, wanted to take some pictures. I don't think there's anything too crazy about that, but I wasn't having it. I don't want nothing getting to the papers.
Did he have a vehicle with him?
Yeah,
What did it look like?
he was driving a brown sedan.
Any motels in town?
Well, there is the Mrs. Sheffield's bed and breakfast. I wouldn't call it a motel, but...
In regards to getting into Farmer Nick's property...
Well, we'd have to get a warrant from the state judge, and that can take some doing. I mean, I've already got the process started because of how Nick's been, and they were last seen around his property, so we are going to have to investigate eventually, but we got to do everything according to the letter of the law.
Where are the parents?
Out in the room with the chairs.
Oh, the chair room.
Chair room.
Okay, yeah.
Remember when we walked in?
We could take a peek in the chair room real quick.
Now, listen, y'all got your own jurisdiction. You're free to investigate as you feel, and I'll be of help of any way that I can, but frankly, I'm at my wit's end until I hear back from the judge about that warrant. I don't know that there's much else I can do, but if you manage to find this little boy and this little girl, we'll be mighty grateful to you.
Don't worry, sir. This is our job and our specialty. We will uncover this as fast as we can.
You don't happen to have a picture of you and the judge, do you?
Yeah, actually, he points behind him, and you see on the mantle behind him, there's all sorts of like trophies and accolades and things like that, and there's a framed picture of him and an older man. They're holding like what looks to be like a big fish, and they're wearing like fishing waders.
Can I see that really quick?
I think you can see it just fine from where you're sitting, son.
That's a nice fish. What is that, a carp? I'd love to investigate it, and I want to roll manipulate person to see if I'll let me take a better look at this
Go
picture.
ahead.
Man knows fish.
So since I'm in my human form, I do get a +1
Yeah,
to
go
my
ahead.
charm. That's a 15.
He says, "Now you look like a man who knows fish." And he turns around and picks the picture off of his mantle, and he holds it out to you. He says, That's an 18-pound bass right there.
That is
Wow.
that is a very pretty fish, and I'm ignoring the fish in the picture, and I'm studying every detail on this judge's face and body and everything else.
That's me and Judge Stevens. We was out on a fishing trip on the lake behind my house and caught that sucker right up.
Well, maybe after all this is over, you can take me to that fishing spot.
Well, we'll just have to see about that, I suppose, but I wouldn't say no. And he puts it back. He says, well, enough about fishing. I do forget myself. There are 2 children missing, and I'd like to get that taken care of right away.
Right away, sir. And I get up and I open the door and I point Deacon towards the sitting parents. You're on point.
Okay, maybe don't lead with missing children. Maybe like a little bit of small talk first.
That's
and
why
then,
you're on point, huh?
Yep.
Go ahead.
To
Okay.
the chair room.
You're making me a little nervous.
It's your job.
No.
Go.
I'll saunter up to the parents. Not like saunter like
Like
casually.
Still about your kids.
Hey, is your kid missing? What's going on?
As naturally as an alien in a human body can walk up to a pair of parents whose child has gone missing, I will do so.
Excellent. There's the group of the 4 of them, and they're all kind of consoling each other, and they're just together. The point man for them, Bill, kind of stands up, who was the father of Mandy, who was the girl who was missing. He sees you come out of the office, and he gets up and kind of walks over to you with a little bit of vigor, and he says, well, what are you going to do about my daughter?
Don't worry, we're going to be dealing with Farmer Nick relatively soon. He's on our list of stops, don't worry. We have a couple people we want to interview. First on that list is the 4 of you. So we'd like to maybe get a little more information about, your daughter was Mandy, correct?
Uh-huh.
We'd like to get a little more information about what happened when she disappeared. Was she hanging out with anybody suspicious? Was she going for long walks at night without telling anybody, anything of that nature?
Okay, why don't, so all 3 of you are here?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, why don't somebody can helm this, Deacon, I guess, because you're asking the questions. Why don't you roll Investigate a Mystery, and you can take +1 ongoing, and we'll just say that this is you canvassing all 4 of the parents.
Okay. So let's get a mystery. That's going to be a 7, so mixed success.
Big success. So I'll say you can have 1 specific question and 1 general question to ask of all 4 of them.
Okay. 1 general question. I canvass the parents and I say, were any of the children acting suspiciously before they disappeared?
One of the mothers of the boy who was missing, Peter, she's kind of sniffling, said, no, my little Peter was a sweet little angel. He never would have hurt nobody. He just, he came home and we just thought it was a cute little crush, and he had a high school sweetheart, and we were all happy for him, and then he just went missing. No, nothing out of the ordinary.
So we talked about a girl, someone he met that was new.
Andy.
Oh, these 2 were together. Okay, so they weren't acting suspicious. They were just.
Not more suspicious. Nothing suspicious about 2 teenagers in love.
Okay, and the night they went missing, did you see anything out of the ordinary? Bright lights off in some pasture or something? Did they go out late at night? When exactly did your children go missing?
The other father, who's been kind of stoic and quiet this whole time, speaks up and says, no, some of the other boys from school talked about some orange lights they saw out one night. We thought maybe swamp gas or fireflies or what have you, but then the next day people started talking about the crop circles that popped up in Farmer Nick's property, and how kids get it in their heads. They just wanted to go check it out. I told them to be back before the lights came on. They never came back.
Well, it seems like we have a turn to my friends. Seems like we have a few leads. I have an idea. Why don't you 2 maybe go out to Farmer Nick's property tonight? I'm going to go check out that motel. It's a small town. I can move pretty quickly. If this person that was taking pictures happens to be I lean in really close to them so the parents can't hear, an enthusiast about the extraterrestrial, I may have a few things to show him, get him talking a little bit. So if you 2 maybe sneak out over there, I'll do my best to squeeze whatever information I have out of our peeping Tom.
I think instead of going to the other town, we should just go out to the crop circle, take a few pictures of our own.
All right, well, this is that time where I get this kind of deep pull in my stomach. I want to see how that feels. And I would like to follow my gut.
Okay, that is one of your special moves that Esteban can do.
My weird move, where if successful, I'm told where to go.
Okay, and it is about, you guys arrived at probably 9 a.m., so it's maybe 10:30, 11 now. So you guys have plenty of time during the day.
11.
Okay, what happens on a...
On a 10 or plus, the keeper tells you where to go, and it will be important. And I get 1 ongoing on the way.
Okay, Esteban, you guys are all talking about this and discussing the clues and going over your plan. And Esteban, you were the one who brought up potentially going to the other town, and there's something in your gut that says that there's some worthwhile information there.
The other parents, they know something for sure.
Okay.
We're going to go there. So me and you want to stay?
I'll go see if I can sniff out our resident Fink.
Okay. Good luck. Don't get caught.
Do my best.
We'll be back in a couple hours.
Okay, I will. I'll go to. What was the name of that motel?
Mrs. Sheffield's bread and breakfast.
Bed and breakfast. Okay, I'll head there first.
We'll meet you at the bus stop across from there.
Okay, is there a vending machine there? I might get hungry later.
There's probably
sure
a vending
there is,
machine. It's a
yeah.
bed and breakfast.
Okay.
She probably has breakfast too there.
Do you have money? Do you need money?
Yeah, I need $50.
$50?
Yeah.
It's the 70s. What could you possibly spend $50 on?
I'm gonna give you 2.
Esteban, we're talking about the lives of children here.
What does 50 have to do about this?
I need $50.
Does JFK not pay you?
He never pays me.
You guys remember that time we went to Chicago and he ate 40 pizzas?
Yeah, and I had to pay off my credit card for like 2 months because of that.
Yeah, but I just need 50 this time.
Can we split it?
No.
I'm not giving you
I don't have
$50.
money.
Esteban, I know they give you a stipend for each mission. I need 50.
I have literally enough money for my rent and that's it.
I use this money to outfit the car that helps us complete our missions.
Okay, what do all those red lights at the bottom do?
What red lights?
The red lights on the underside of your car, do they do anything special for the mission?
Yeah. People need to see us. They'll be able to see us better.
Do you need to replace the mattress in your back seat? Is that it too?
I said not to talk about the mattress.
Thank you for the $50.
Go do your job.
Okay, bye.
I'm kidding.
So Esteban and Holly pile into the bullet, and Esteban, as you're leaving, Bill, the father of Mandy, claps you on the shoulder and looks you deep in the eyes and says, "You fine, my little girl." And he looks at you with a look of that only you can understand as a parent who has been the victim of a monster attack.
Sir, I want you to know that you may not believe me, but I know exactly what you're feeling right now. And I use that feeling to complete my mission.
Holly, you follow him to the car, and you guys go back up to the exit ramp and get on the highway and head in the opposite direction that you came from, down the highway towards Larissa, Nebraska.
When we pass Farmer Nick's, I'll take a picture of it.
Awesome. So you guys are doing that. Deacon, you walk out into the street. You look around. Very, very light foot traffic. There seems to be no cars driving around. It's a weekday. Everyone's probably at work.
I'll go see if there's any of those like maps that say you are here, like
There,
nearby.
there is a big one in the lobby of the police station. Actually, there's a map of the town you can find pretty easily. It's very small. It's only like a couple streets over you go to find Mrs. Sheffield's bed and breakfast.
Is there a brown sedan in the parking lot?
Roll investigative mystery.
I can do that. It's going to be a... Do I still get my +1 ongoing?
Yes.
That's a 7, so mixed success.
On mixed success, you do see a brown sedan, and you are about to go over to investigate when an old woman on the porch she's got one of those old like chain porch swings with a big bench, and she's swinging on it and knitting, and she calls over to you and says, "Young man, are you lost?"
No, I'm just here to meet a friend, actually. The owner of this sedan is an old college buddy of mine. Well, he's a current college buddy of mine, actually. Do you see the jacket?
She looks and says, "LVUTI, I'm sorry, I don't know if I'm familiar."
I think it's the Las Vegas Institute of Technology.
That doesn't make sense for the way the letters are arranged.
Las Vegas University Technical Institute.
Oh, okay, sure.
Yeah, sorry. I don't actually look at my jacket that often. I'm always wearing it. But he said he was supposed to meet me here today. I was wondering if maybe you could take me to his room.
Well, that seems a little unusual. Why don't you roll to manipulate?
Yeah. I'd love to manipulate this old woman.
He's creepy. He just walked up and was worried about it.
That's going to be another 7.
Why don't you come inside and I'll ask Mr. Sherman if he knows who you are. Right this way, son.
Sure.
She gets up off the porch and leads you inside. It's a very, very beautiful, quaint little Victorian-style house. Creaky wood floorboards underneath like a heavy decorative carpet. There's like chaise lounges and lots of chairs everywhere.
Another chair room?
Everyone loves chairs in this town. And she leads you over to like where the quote unquote front desk would be. It's just like literally a desk that she sits at near the front. She goes and sits behind it, opens up a big ledger, flops it open, and puts on little tiny reading glasses that just sit on the very tip of her nose with a chain that goes around her head. And she said, okay, room 1. She pulls up a big rotary phone and turns the dial. Just a second. And as she's turning the dial, the door to room 1 swings open. You see a bald, portly man, sunburned clearly all over his body, except for the area of his face where sunglasses would be. There's a perfect outline on his skin, but he's not wearing them right now. He is wearing a brown photography vest with lots of like pouches and everything, and he does have a Polaroid camera around his neck, very similar to the one Holly has. And he's in the middle of brushing his teeth, and he comes out and he's saying, "Oh, Mr. Sheffield, I think I ran out of toothpaste. Do you have any more? Hey, fella." And he just looks over to you, and she looks up and says, "Oh, hello there, Mr. Sherman. Do you know this fella?" And he's like brushing his teeth and he's like, "I don't know, maybe I do."
Yes, you remember me. We haven't met in person. We've only spoken over the phone, but I'm one of your contacts.
I don't want to buy nothing.
No.
Are you the one who's been calling me, leaving me those messages? I don't want to buy none of it.
No, I'm not one of those people. My name is an alien, and I wink at him, and I want to roll manipulate person to see if he's interested at all in my bait. That's 15 or 16 actually.
His eyes go wide and his pupils dilate, and he spins to Mrs. Sheffield and comes up behind you and grabs you on the back and starts pushing you towards his room and says, "Oh yeah, we're just gonna be busy for a little while. Please don't knock on the door. Do not disturb." And he pushes you into the room, and then she just goes, "Well, oh my, oh my," and just closes her little ledger. And she says, to each their own. Love is love." And you guys go into the bedroom, and he shuts and locks the door behind him, and he spins and looks at you and says, "What do you know?"
Look, I'm here investigating the disappearances of these children, and I have on good word that you also have been snooping around. So.
"Yes! A fellow believer! Oh my God, I've been waiting my whole life." And he like wraps his arms around you and is like, "Finally, I'm not alone."
Oh, believe me, you're not alone, and I mean that in a very literal sense.
He starts sniffing you. You smell like corn.
Yes, I was in a cornfield a little while ago. I tried to sneak in close.
So you saw the crop circles too?
No, I tried to get close, but I wasn't able to.
Awesome. I hope that you're the first of many. This town is about to blow up. And he like goes over to his desk that he has in his room. And you see a sight that you've seen many times before because you've seen Holly set up this apparatus. He has Polaroid pictures and red string connecting everything, newspaper clippings all over the place. And you are inspecting these photos, and you do see aerial shots from the highway of crop circles, just big, large circles, patterns and designs in the corn crops. And then there's one picture at the end that is just of a hand, and you see like Officer Earl's face, like it's pushing him, and he's like, "I just got here yesterday. But I took some great pictures from the highway before I got chased off. What do you know?"
I know not much specifically about this case, but I know someone a lot like you, a friend of mine actually, and I think we can help each other out. And I might have a photo op for you if you're interested at the end of all this, if you prove to be of use.
What do you mean?
That's going to have to be a surprise. That depends on how much you know and how much you're willing to give. But if I could say I could get you a photo with a real live alien, would you say no?
His face goes absolutely crazy. He's like, "Bro, real aliens?
Real alien. Yeah,
You're yanking my chain.
I am not.
I'm in."
Okay. Great.
So you are making a brand new friend in his name is Shelby Sherman, by the way, he tells you. Esteban and Holly, you are pulling by the highway. You sure enough do go right past Farmer Nick's property, and you are able to just snap a couple pictures. Esteban, you pull over to take a leak on the side of the road, and Holly just takes some pictures, aerial of the crop circles. Again, just very intricate and ornate patterns, but nothing recognizable. Large circles and swaths have been cut out. From this view, I mean, it's huge. It's huge. It looks like, and all of the patterns are like interconnecting, and it looks very intricately designed for somebody to have done it with like a lawnmower or something, or however they make crop circles, or those like wooden boards that you're a UFO hunter yourself, so you've seen your fair share of fake crop circles that people have made, and this is pretty impressive if it is fake.
I'm feeling real on this one.
You think so?
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen a lot of crop circles. This looks pretty legit.
Yeah, this is way too intricate for a man with a 2x4 to push through, especially on, one night they came up. It's either aliens or mole men.
That would also be interesting.
I'm kind of hoping
I
it's
would
aliens,
like to
though.
look into that too.
They're easier to deal with.
You get back into the bullet and head down the highway towards Larissa. You see the exit. You pull down, and as you're starting to drive into this town, you're noticing the vast fields around this town have no crops. You look around, you look like the soil looks fine. You're not a farmer, but doesn't look like barren or arid or anything's wrong with it. You just see natural wildflowers and grass growing, but no one has tilled or tended to the soil or planted any crops.
I'm really suspicious.
Yeah.
A lot.
There is, you pass by an old, broken down, empty, boarded up gas station, a couple more like old foreclosed buildings. Eventually you get to Larissa city limits, and it's nothing more than like a one light little town, couple buildings, a couple residential houses, you assume. There's a fire station and like a very small like elementary school.
Is there like another police station or like a town hall, like a government type building?
Yeah, of course. There's municipal buildings and everything like that.
I'd like to go to one of those and see if I can talk to a secretary or something to get the address of the Hendersons.
Oh, sure. You actually can just go up to, you see a payphone outside of the municipal building for Larissa, and you just walk in and you pull up the phone book that's connected to a chain underneath the payphone. You just look up the Hendersons, and the number is right there for you.
123 Road Street. It's easy. And I'll drive us there, and I'll pull us in front.
Okay, you drive around to 123 Road Street. You actually have to go past the town a little bit, about another mile. There's a dirt road called Road Street that just takes you away from the town. And you see, again, just barren crop fields with nothing planted. And a old white farmhouse up on a hill It looks deserted. Like their paint is all chipped on the house. You can see the natural wood starting to come through. It's got like rain damage, and it looks like it hasn't been kept up very well. But you do see a light is on inside, and there seems to be an old woman sweeping the front porch.
All right, this is our best lead. We want to make sure this goes right. I need your ears open for lying. If they're trying to cover something up or they're too afraid to say something, I need you to make sure that you notice that. And I'll put on the patented Esteban charm. See if I can get... What's that look about? What's that look about?
You're a little yelly.
Only a little bit. I have a mission to do.
Okay.
Now you're getting me yelly.
This is an old woman.
I already started
Be
yelling.
nice to her.
Okay.
God.
Okay. And I'll walk up and I'll already have the badge out. And I would go, "Excuse me, Miss Henderson?
Oh, sorry, you gave me an awful fright.
I'm sorry, I'm a FBI agent. I came to ask you a couple questions."
She spins around to you. She's holding a broom, an old-fashioned wooden handle straw broom, and she looks exactly like Muriel from Courage the Cowardly Dog. Just a big woman with a huge, like, white crop of hair. Thick, round glasses. That the glass is so thick it's almost opaque. You can almost not even see her eyes. Turns around and says, "Who's there? I can't really see so well."
Hi, ma'am, my name is Esteban Caldera. I am an FBI agent.
Oh, you don't say.
Yes, I'm here to ask you a couple questions about the incident a couple years ago.
What incident would that be referring you to?
Of your missing sons, ma'am.
She stops sweeping to, "Oh, well, one of my sons is down near Georgia, and the other one went off to California some years ago. Who could you mean?"
Jimmy and Timmy. And Bimmy.
"Oh, Jimmy, Timmy, and Bimmy.
Yes.
Oh, I love those boys. I used to let them come play in the creek behind my house all the time before all that happened. They had that little friend, too. What was his name?" She scratches her head with the broom.
They weren't your children, ma'am?
"Oh, no. They was just nice boy from the town, and, well, yeah, I suppose, geez, how long's it been? Nigh on 7 years now, I suppose. They went missing, and their family's up and left, and this property is real cheap, you know."
I couldn't help but notice coming in that the farmland is barren.
"Oh, yeah, well, my son's is much too old and moved away, and I can't tend to the farmland myself. Like I said, it was a cheap house, and it's so big, and, you know, sometimes I get awful lonely in this old big house all by myself, but other times I come out and I sit on the porch and I look at all of God's splendor, and, you know, I just couldn't be happier. So life has its up and downs." She just goes back to sleeping.
Okay, so the Hendersons left.
"Yeah, that's what I said.
Okay,
You got a hearing problem, mister?"
a little bit. Can we look around the house then?
"Well, whatever for?"
We're trying to figure out what happened to some people in the town over, and we think it has something to do with the Hendersons from years ago.
Oh, okay, whatever you say." She puts the broom down and she says, "Well, yeah, come inside. Let's have some tea." And she opens the screen door to her house and gestures for you guys to enter.
You mentioned there was a fourth boy.
"Oh, yeah." She has just given you both 2 ice cold glasses of lemonade.
Sweet.
And she says, "Oh, these was such sweet boys, and I think I have an old photo album around here." She goes and she pulls out a photo album. She comes back to you and shows it to you. She says, "There's them right there." She hands you the picture, and you see Jimmy, Timmy, Bimmy, and Stravos.
Stravos. That sounds really familiar.
That was Farmer Nick's
Son,
person that he had with him.
That
Who I
was
assume was his son.
that was
7
7 years ago.
And he looks to be about the same age.
We gotta talk to this kid.
We have to get past the man.
Ma'am, do you mind if I keep this photo?
"Yeah, sure, if you need it for y'all investigation and whatnot. These was real sweet boys. I hope you find them."
Thank Thank you.
I hope so too.
You guys, she starts chatting your ear off, and you enjoy some very, very nice lemonade. Deacon, you are back with Mr. Shelby Sherman, and he has just been reading you the riot act about all of his conspiracy theories and blowing everything off. He's like, they faked the moon landing, and he's just like,
Just nodding.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I don't know anybody that's been to space ever.
USA doesn't have that technology, okay? That was aliens. The pyramids.
Aliens.
Thank you.
Don't worry, I'm with you on the alien thing. Believe me, I think we need to stay on that track, though.
Sure.
We need to focus on the task at hand. So, what do you know about the missing children around here?
What?
The missing children. They disappeared around the same time that these circles showed up.
He looks at you like completely dumbfounded. Whoa, what? I don't know anything about that, dude.
I'm not accusing you of that. I'm asking you. I think this is related. If what is happening is related to aliens, we're worried that these children may have got abducted. And I look at him with a very serious look.
Oh my God, they're so lucky.
Well, I don't think in this case they're particularly lucky.
They were chosen, man. They were taken. They're the luckiest you could ever be.
What do you mean?
Well, to be abducted is an honor. I mean, there's billions of people on this planet. The fact that they would choose them, I mean, I'm so jealous I'd switch places in a second.
Well, stick with me, kid. You might have that opportunity. But, listen, what do you know about these circles that appeared in Nick's property?
Well, and he starts laying them out. He starts putting the Polaroids together, and he starts arranging them. He says, well, I don't know that much about crop circles, but I do know something about taking pictures. And I know a little bit of something about what makes a good image. And he puts all of the Polaroids together, and you're starting to see as he's taken from different angles of all the different crop circles, and he starts arranging them, and he's like, it's kind of like a puzzle piece. I don't know what it means, but I know it means something. And you look and you see that he's arranged all of the Polaroid pictures in such a way that it creates like a perfect pattern of these interlocked and interlacing crop circles and patterns and designs. It's very intricate and maze-like the way that they come together and weave in and out of each other, and it creates a perfect circle all the way around, and you don't see an entrance or an exit to this design. It's just like perfectly in the middle of these crops.
And there's nothing missing from this image. It's all like one perfect image. There's no missing piece.
No, it's a bunch of different circles that have all been, it's impossible to take it all in one photo, so you took pictures of the little sections of them. And it doesn't make sense because you're looking at, he tells you he took all of these photos around the same time of day. And the way that the shadows are in the picture, if you were to put all of the pictures in that same orientation, it would just be random squiggles. But when you rotate them, which again doesn't make sense because if you're looking at it from above, they're not rotated. But if you rotate them and start to fit them all together, they come together like a puzzle piece.
Listen, I have a brain buster for you. How long have you been doing this, Shelby?
Well, I just got into town yesterday, as I said.
I don't mean this. I mean this. And I gesture to all his paraphernalia.
I'd like to think my entire life I was destined to do this.
Okay. Have you ever been to a town called Larissa? 7 years ago. Is any of that ringing a bell?
I don't know. I'm kind of a drifter, Larissa. He digs out his bag and starts taking something out. And he rips out a file and opens it and slaps it on the ground. He says, yes, not me, but a colleague of mine went to Larissa about 7 years ago, and he got these. And he spins around, and you see a bunch of Polaroid pictures of very similar designs in crops. He says, I wasn't quite the professional I am today back then, but let's call him a mentor. Took these photos, and I was able to get access to them. And you, as you're looking at it, Deacon, you see again very similar symbols in the Polaroids. But something else catches your eye underneath one of the Polaroids. There's like newspaper clippings and stuff. And there's a newspaper clipping of the article from when the boys went missing. And you see that there is a scanned Polaroid photo of 4 boys, one of which you recognize looks very similar to maybe the boy who you saw on the highway earlier.
I picked that up. You might have to hold on to this piece.
I do. And he takes that and says, this is all classified. I know that we are, buddy and getting to know each other, but I really have spent a lot of time putting together this collection, and I'd like it to remain whole.
Okay, well, that's fine, but how do you feel about taking that and coming with me? But before you do that, these Polaroids from Larissa, do you think you could rearrange them like the ones that you have here?
He starts, hold on, let me beautiful mind it. That movie doesn't come out for another 30 years. He starts.
Maybe you'll write it.
He has a flash of inspiration. He starts arranging the Polaroids, and he's like, well, I'll be damned. And as he spins the last one into place, it is the same design.
Seems like these aliens have a preferred spot in the continental United States.
Oh my God, I should have moved to Nebraska years ago. He gets wide-eyed again. He says, what do we do now?
Well, how about you take that file and we go on a little road trip
Where?
to the bus station to meet some of my colleagues and then possibly...
Fellow believers?
You could say that.
Oh my God, yes. Oh, I feel so good to have friends. Everyone thinks I'm crazy.
Well, I don't think you're half as crazy as you think you are, and maybe, only half as crazy as others think you are, so...
That's the craziest shit I've ever heard. And you and him go out to the bus stop. Esteban pulls up and steps out holding 3 donuts and just 1 coffee.
One for each of you. Boop, boop.
A hand that you don't recognize reaches in from off screen.
And I grab his wrist really hard.
And he reaches for the donut. Whoa, sorry dude, I thought that we were having donuts.
He can have mine.
Yum. He starts eating the donut.
I break mine and dump it in my coffee.
Who are you?
My name is Shelby.
That's a girl's name.
Says who?
Shelby's not a girl named the Shelby's that the Ford. That was made by a man. Shelby in this time and in the past times, Shelby's a man name.
Okay, well, I've never heard that before.
It's short for Shelbert.
And I know a lot of stuff. So.
Well, what's your name?
Holly.
That's a tree's name.
Gotcha. It's actually a bush.
Anyway, what did we find?
I take the... Oh, Shelby, you want to show them that is your collection after all.
He shows everything that he showed Deacon, lays out the Polaroid photos for you and everything.
Wow, I love it.
Holly, you're very impressed by his work.
This is beautiful.
Thank you. I love scrapbooking.
Me too.
Do you believe in aliens?
Yeah, and I have red string with me right now. I pull it out of my satchel.
Oh my God! Let me show you this. That's crimson. I got scarlet.
Oh my God!
I look at Esteban.
Esteban's doing this with the...
Okay, wait, well, I gotta look at everything. I don't want to just look at this one. I want to see everything.
Okay, everything?
Yeah.
Let me go back.
No.
We're gonna need some
I
time.
grab his collar and I pull him back.
We don't have time.
Okay, show me things that are pertinent to this.
Okay, he shows you everything that's pertinent to this, and you guys come together
Is
with all
it
the information.
arranged in that pattern that Deacon
I take
Yes.
identified?
the picture that we got from
He actually took another Polaroid picture
Of
of
the whole
all of
thing?
the things laid out from an above angle,
Okay.
I take the picture and
so
I'm
you
like,
can just look at that.
Deacon, check this out. I slam it in the middle.
I take the newspaper thing and I slide it next to it.
He's one of them.
Either he's one of them or...
No, he's one of them.
You think so?
Stavros.
And the old man's protecting him.
Exactly.
A la JFK to you. That boy's been 10 years old for 7 years. There's no way.
Why would these children be disappearing around Stavros, though?
What do you eat?
I don't know. They just show me. They just have a bowl of gray sludge for me every morning. It's standard issue.
But you can eat everything, right?
I mean, I only eat for fun. I really get all my energy from the sun.
Do you ever feel an urge to like grab somebody and cut them open and see what they're like on the inside and maybe eat or like their brains? And don't look at me that way.
It sounds like you're projecting, Esteban.
Okay, number one, I'm not a gross weird alien.
Yeah, but
So
you're
I
a
don't
gross,
know.
weird person.
I'm just trying to figure out why this boy would want to take these people. Well, the first people were kids his age.
Right.
These people would be kids his age now.
Playmates.
Friends.
Friends.
Let me take a look at everything. Let me just take a look at everything. Perhaps maybe connect some of these dots.
I elbow Sherman and I go, "You're gonna love this part."
Please, I love to watch an expert at work.
Hold this.
Get
I'm
my
gonna start like cracking my.
get my donut in my coffee. It's gonna take a minute.
Take my glasses off. Okay. I want to connect the dots. I want to look at all these photos. I want to communicate with my ghost friends about what's going on in here. Let's see if I can figure something out.
Okay, go ahead and roll plus sharp, and you can take +1 because Shelby Sherman, as a fellow flake, is going to assist you.
Excellent. Bad. Actually, no. 8.
Okay, so on a mixed success, what is your connect the dots?
When I telepathically ask the Secret Masters, my friends, for aid, on a 79, they will give me a key fact, clue, or technique that'll help me, and I can hold one.
Okay. So what key fact, technique, or clue are you looking for?
How do we defeat these aliens?
You lay out all of the Polaroid pictures and everything, and this is a site that you two have seen before. Holly starts seizing out, and just ever so faintly, you wouldn't even see it almost. A faint blue, not a halo, but a halo of light goes around the rim of her head, tracing perhaps an old scar that used to be there. A faint blue light just ever so imperceptibly emanates out from the top of her head, and she communes with her secret masters in the far-off ghost realm. And you hear cacophonous whispers and wind rushing around all your head. You have to look deeper. Things aren't always what they seem. You must go inside. That will lead you to the end. And Holly comes out.
You dropped your donut.
Damn it!
Shelby Sheffield has picked it up off the ground and is eating it.
That'll be 40 cents.
Here's what we learned. We have to go inside that crop circle.
Did they say crop circle?
Okay, they said you have to go inside. And they said you have to look deeper and you have to see what's in there and at the end.
Okay. Well, crop circle's one, but, they may be talking about his house. Maybe there's gross alien stuff in the house.
Well, they didn't disappear from his house.
You don't know where they disappeared from.
Okay, yeah, that's a good point too.
Okay. Well, we know we have to get in there. You know aliens.
Yeah.
What do you think aliens are afraid of?
Well, I don't think beings of such superior intelligence would feel fear.
The Secret Masters told me that things are not always what they seem and we have to look deeper.
That was crazy as fuck, by the way.
Thank you.
You get used to it. What are you afraid of?
Nothing.
And I lean closer to the two of them. Then how do we stop them?
Maybe it's not aliens.
What?
What do you mean?
They said things are not always what they seem. We have to go in there and we have to figure out what it is.
Okay.
Well, to get in there, we're gonna need either we sneak in or we have a warrant. Thankfully, I think we can maybe expedite the warrant process if we go back to the police station now. It's probably what, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the afternoon.
Should be about 4. I saw what you did with the fish picture. You thinking what I'm thinking?
Yes, I'm thinking it's time our old friend the judge makes an appearance.
All right. I got some spare clothes in the back. Make you look orderly.
What?
What do we do with
not in front of the help.
Well, obviously not. Sure.
We take him with us.
And then what?
And then maybe he proves to be useful. Maybe we pull in Ellie Winters. Maybe have him start working. He knows a lot. He has a lot of backlogged information.
I have an idea.
Yep.
You keep Sherman busy. Talk about red string and paper clips or whatever gets
I
you.
just want to see
Ooh,
everything else.
you guys want to talk about red string and paper clips? Do you prefer aluminum or titanium?
Paper clips?
Aluminum for the hand feel and texture, but
Okay.
titanium for the structure and durability.
Let me tell you what, okay? In my office, in my apartment, I have every single kind of paperclip that has ever been made.
There's no way.
There is a way.
You have the pink flamingo paper clips of the African tundra?
Well, I have 10 of them.
What?
I know. Nobody else appreciates it.
His mind is completely blown.
They think I'm crazy.
I can't take 2 of it. I can't.
Okay, well, I would love to go see the rest of your stuff
Okay.
and see what else we can figure out.
Okay, you keep him busy. We're gonna go get the warrant. We'll come back and scoop you guys.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Okay?
And he takes you back to the bed and breakfast, and you guys go over all of the red string and all of the Polaroids.
Wildly taking photos. And liking stuff.
He's doing the same thing. This is awesome!
He's just mirroring your movements. You and him are looking at each other.
He's taking lots of. He's like, I call this a selfie. I just invented it. He turns the Polaroid camera around and takes a picture of.
How
you.
innovative.
Yeah, maybe it'll be big one day. Who knows?
Who's that? Who knows?
You guys go to the police station.
Okay, look in the trunk. You should find something to suit your fancy.
Okay.
And don't get any of your sludge on the inside of my car.
I was going to do it in the bathroom.
Appreciate it.
Yep.
You open Esteban's trunk and you see perfectly. You have to tip over like a tool chest, and like you pull out some like looks like water skis. You just throw those to the side. There's like a fire hose for some reason. You coil that up and put that down. You start throwing like screwdrivers and wrenches out of the way. So you take out a full cheeseburger in the wrapper, and you just go save that for later. Put that in your pocket, and then tucked in the very back where like all the disguises are that you use, you pull out a black robe and a powdered white wig.
Okay.
Don't chip my skis!
I won't. Don't worry.
And then I'll go in and I'll try to find Officer Nick.
Wait, do you use these skis to dry your clothes?
Ding dong!
The bells above the door of the police station jingle open. And the sheriff comes out of his office and says, "Oh yes, how can I help you?"
I pulled some strings, and I got our good friend, the judge, to expedite the process due to extenuating circumstances. He just needs you to bring one of the forms out, and we can get this done post-haste.
Oh, well, by golly, well, that's why we call in the FBI. Thank you very much, sir. He turns around and gets in his office and comes back out with one of those forms. And he says, "This is incredible news. We can get on with our investigation right away. Thank you so much." And he comes out with the form.
He's, I think he went to the bathroom. He should be here in a second.
Oh, sure. Everyone's got to go to the bathroom. That makes sense.
Like every human.
Yep.
Like he is.
Yes.
Yes, humans go to the bathroom.
Yes.
And I wait. I lean up against my car and I wait for Deacon.
So Deacon, as a monstrous, he has the ability to be a shapeshifter. So I'm allowed to change my form into any human appearance that I'd like. So I go into the bathroom. Is there anybody in here?
No.
Thinking like a wild dump or anything? I'm good.
Yeah, you're good.
All right. I lock the door.
You see the guy, actually, as you are going to the bathroom, the fat police officer who's sleeping at his desk walks out and just goes, "Woo! Those donuts really go through you." And he just goes over to his desk.
Is it a one stall? Like it's a
Yeah,
one? Okay.
it's a single person.
One.
desk.
So I lock the door behind me and I grab the sides of the sink and I look at myself in the mirror, and you watch as all of my skin starts to bubble and change and slough off until I'm the perfect picture of Judge Stevens. What did he look like in the photo?
Yeah, Raiders of the Lost Ark style, your skin melts away. And,
And then
likes
in
pretty-
reverse, it comes back up.
yeah.
Daddy likes a pretty baby.
And briefly your alien form appears before you in the mirror. And then when you come back, we see Judge Stevens.
And I calmly approach Esteban. I think he's fat, I assume. The judge, he's very fat.
He was a average sized man.
Maybe
Maybe he's got a little bit of a gut.
He's got a little bit of gut. I come out of the bathroom with the robe on, rubbing my gut a little bit, and I approach Esteban.
Oh, Judge Stevens, glad to see those donuts really didn't mess you up as bad as you said.
Esteban, it's fine to meet you once again. I am Judge Stevens, as you know, your old friend, Agent. We've worked together for a long time.
Yeah,
Why didn't you mention that you knew Judge Stevens before? Hey, you're looking well. And he slaps you on the shoulder. He's like, how's that fishing arm? Good?
Fishing arm is great, as always.
Excellent. Yeah, we love fishing.
We, being FBI, everything's got to be secret. I can't just keep name dropping.
Oh, well, sure thing. No, that makes sense how you were able to pull this favor so fast. Judge Stevens, I know that you've got a lot on your plate. He puts the form out in front of you. He says, but, this here would mean a lot to our little sleepy little town. I know you have 2 young girls at home as well, and, if anything happened to them, it would be the death of you. So thank you for taking your time out of your day and expediting this process.
Sheriff, as you know, ever since your wife passed, I've always been fond of you and the times that we spent together, so I'm happy to do a favor for you.
He says, actually, Janie is doing quite well.
I thought of the sheriff of the neighboring town. I'm so sorry. I get all mixed up. I just came from there, actually. His wife had passed.
Oh, I'm actually the sheriff of the whole county.
I mean the next county over.
Yeah, of course. Are you feeling well, Judge Stevens?
It was an overnight flight.
I
I was in Hawaii.
It's the
Fishing? Fishing.
I love to hear that.
Okay, well, if we can just get this paper signed and
Yeah,
we can
I
make
won't
our
talk
way...
anymore. Now I'd love to sign this.
Officer, if you would be so kind as to accompany us there, just make sure, I believe Nick will be more receptive to you if you present him with the warrant and just keep him busy as we...
I'll keep Nick in check, don't you worry.
Thank you very much. Get that signed and please let's move.
Gonna get that signed right
like
now.
a kid holding a crayon that's too big, you just scrawl judge across the sign here line. And you go way off the line and you actually draw on some of the form a little bit. And he's like, well, actually, you need to... Oh, I'm not going to tell you how to judge.
I'm the judge, yeah.
So he takes the form and he says, well, thank you so much. Well, we got to get back out on the lake sometime.
Yeah, absolutely. Maybe how about in a week's time?
Sounds good. I'll add it to my calendar.
Yep. Make sure you call ahead beforehand and let me know if I'm liable to forget.
Okay.
All right. Well, why don't you round up your other partners and I'll meet you up at Farmer Nick's place. I'll go ahead first and break the nose to him because he's not going to be too happy.
I'm going back to Hawaii now.
That'd be fantastic. I'll get the rest of my crew and we'll meet you there as soon as we can. I'll take the judge home as well.
Oh,
To
very nice of
Hawaii.
you.
Let's go.
To Hawaii.
No more donuts for you.
Okay.
And I just come on, I open the door and like a cop pushes his head in and then I close it and then I get in and I peel out real fast.
Donuts. You guys drive up outside of the bed and breakfast.
Honk.
Deacon leaves the eyebrows.
Oh, you like someone?
I like
Honk.
Holly busts out of the hotel.
You bust out with Mr. Sheffield Sherman. You guys had a wonderful time comparing notes, and he taught you kind of a cool technique of unspooling the yarn really fast and tying around the thumbtacks. It's like you've never seen somebody do it so lightning fast.
You can figure things out way faster. If you
Yes,
have a good
absolutely.
yarn technique.
Connect the
Bam,
dots,
bam,
baby.
Bam, bam, bam.
In the car.
You guys come out and you sit in the car and you see that Deacon has 2 horrifically large eyebrows that he does not usually have.
What are those?
I'm thinking about a new look.
Oh my god. Okay.
You look different. Is it?
Makeup.
I
That's
like
makeup.
Ooh, I know where we're going with this. He pulls out a little tin compact and opens it up and he starts smearing green paint on his face like a Navy SEAL and just starts doing army paint on his face. And he's like, hell yes, tactical camo. They'll never see us coming.
I turn back and I grab it and I go, son, that's gonna wash off with your sweat in no time. And I open up the glove compartment and I pull out military grade camouflage and I hand it to him. It's that'll last for days.
He's like, oh, this stuff is impossible to get out of any kind of government sanctioned facility. How'd you get this?
Let's go.
And you pull off and you head off down the road to where you first came in, to where you saw Farmer Nick's property. You head off on a side dirt road, and it's probably about 5:30. It's getting to be about the twilight hours. The sky is a beautiful orange. Sun is going down. It's about to get into the pinks and purples, and very soon it'll be nighttime. And you are driving down this dirt road, tall corn stalks up all around you. You see the Sheriff Earl's squad car is out in front of this big red farmhouse, and he is on the porch talking to Farmer Nick, who has his shotgun draped over his shoulder.
Okay, before we go in, it's time to boot up. What do we think we're up against, and what do you think we'll need?
Aliens.
Okay, yes. Tinfoil hats.
Not a bad idea.
I grab a thing of tinfoil, stick that in.
Oh, I got you covered. And he pulls out, Shelby pulls out a whole roll of tinfoil. Let's do this.
Yes.
And he starts wrapping it around his head.
Flashlights. Everybody gets a flashlight. It's getting dark.
Okay.
The hard ones that you can like.
Bonk someone.
You can bonk an
Yeah.
alien
Yeah.
with
The-
it.
Bonk.
These things are 70s flashlights. There's thick ass batteries in there, and they're
Hell
made
yeah.
of metal.
Nice.
Okay.
I'm gonna bring my gun too, though.
Of course, bring your gun.
I'm gonna bring my gun.
Of course.
And my knife.
You look over to Shelby, and he's made himself a full suit of armor completely out of tinfoil, like with a knight's helmet and everything, and he says, "You have a gun?"
Nope.
He puts down the visor.
Are you super hurt by fire?
No,
Do you know?
I'm not.
I'm gonna get some grease rags just in case.
Just in case.
I dislike fire about as much as you do, Esteban, which is probably a lot.
A lot.
We
Get
might
the
need to light the crop circle on fire, though.
extra grease rags, 2 lighters.
Excellent. Okay.
Anything else? Salt is for ghosts. Silver's for werebeasts. What do we know about aliens?
Look at my notes. They keep us on our toes. We gotta be ready for anything.
Okay.
Because we don't know exactly what we're up against.
If they're anything like the one that we all know, they might be able to change form. So we should have a code word that allows us to figure out who's who.
2 things I know for sure: they're definitely not weak to germs or water, because
Okay.
that would be stupid.
Okay.
I have 2 water jugs. And I go, that makes sense. And I put them back in the junk.
What about baseball bats?
Well, I guess it depends on their physiology. If they are corporeal, maybe.
All right, we need a password.
How about milkshake?
Milkshakes.
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 What's your favorite midday snack?
Milkshake.
Milkshakes.
Strawberry.
Probably leaving that. Sorry.
Milkshakes. Okay. Easy peasy.
All right, Shelby. So if we get separated and we all come back together, first thing we do, question: what's your favorite midday snack? You answer.
Sun chips.
Milkshakes.
Milkshake.
Milkshakes is the code word,
It's a code word.
not
Okay.
sun chips.
Okay. If you say sun chips, I'm gonna assume you're an alien and I'm gonna hit you.
Okay, that would be bad.
Yep.
All right, just checking.
And I point at all my weaponry and arsenal.
He has a full longsword made out of tinfoil and a shield.
Amazing.
I'm ready.
Wow.
Can I have some tinfoil, please?
I seem to have used all of it.
Esteban? Just a small sheet will do. Just and then I like twist
Maybe
it. So
You do the classic. You look like you're wearing a garden gnome hat made out of tinfoil.
Maybe we don't walk in front of the sheriff like this.
I ball it up.
Yeah, put that in your pocket.
Shelby,
I
wait
get-
in the car for a sec.
I pull some squares and tuck it in.
Okay. We're ready. House or crop circle?
Crop circle.
Maybe we should split up.
That's a bad
That's a
idea.
bad idea.
I don't know. Things get done faster if we split up.
Okay, Shelby, you're with me. Crop circle. You 2 house.
I mean, I want to go to the crop circle.
Okay, you and Shelby crop circle. Me and Esteban.
Well, I don't want to
house.
be with him.
You have to be with him. I'm not being with him.
Well, I have to be with you because what if I get hurt?
What if I get hurt? What if Shelby gets hurt?
Yeah.
Okay, then let's not split.
Okay, then which one first?
I don't know.
Crop circle then.
They said you have to go there.
You have to go deeper.
You have to go deeper.
I'm thinking like a basement. I'm thinking a basement in the house. Test tubes, probes, brains in jars.
Okay.
Okay, house first.
Okay.
Kids' room.
Ooh, the kids' room. Goofy stuff. Okay.
Could be stuff.
Should we try to get the kid alone?
That seems a little creepy. I don't think we should try to do that at all.
He's an
He
alien.
just seemed like a regular kid. He does not seem like an
He
alien.
was a regular kid 7 years ago.
When I spoke with him earlier today, he seemed like a regular kid.
Esteban seems like a regular guy.
No, he doesn't.
Deacon seems like a regular guy.
I said my name. He's already in my head.
Oh, no!
Okay, house, basement,
And kids.
then crop circles.
We can split up in the house.
Okay,
How
fine.
about that?
Okay, fine.
Let's go.
Me first, I'm the leader.
Okay.
And then we'll make our way to the house.
You all walk up. Shelby trails like 10 feet behind you in his full suit of
Go
tinfoil
around the
night armor.
We'll open the back door.
Starts walking around there. And Sheriff Earl turns around and says, yeah, these will be the agents from earlier. And he just looks at you all over and spits. Says, now, yeah, these here agents are gonna take a search around your property, okay? And I don't want no trouble. And he kind of like subtly cocks one side of the shotgun.
I do that thing where I like put my hand on my hip and I got a big magnum on my hip now.
He sees you do that and he cocks the other side.
I knock my armor on my chest.
And he looks at Sheriff Earl and says, we'll see about that. And he just takes a step back inside of his house and closes the door. And he turns around to you guys and says, well, I think he took the news rather well. Now, I think we should probably start with the perimeter, spread out maybe 10, 15 feet, and just do a wide spread.
If you don't mind, we'd like to also take a look inside the house.
He's our prime suspect.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry, we can't go inside his house.
Why not?
Well, the kids went missing in the field. The warrant is to search the cornfield, not his own personal domicile. We would have to get a separate warrant for that. Whatever reason could you have for going inside the house?
The kids went missing on his property and he likes toting around a shotgun. He's prime suspect.
The
number
kids
one.
went missing near his property. We don't know nothing
On
yet.
his property.
We don't know nothing because we don't have any clues.
Yes, so let's start by searching the cornfield and see what we get. I don't understand why you want to piss off Nick even more by trying to go inside the man's house.
I need you to go around to the back of the house.
I'll do my best, but I do think we need all to go to the cornfield first.
I just want to make sure we find a way in the house when we can, if we have to.
What if we start from the house and we work our way out? We go around the house, we just take a peek, see if there's one of those little half basement window things.
Look, don't worry about that.
Look, I don't like what y'all are plotting, but if you want to take a look around the outside of the house, I will make sure Nick does not come out, okay? But after that, we need to keep our noses steered right clear of this. As I said before, we're going to do everything according to the letter of the law. And as of right now, we have no reason or cause to enter this man's home.
All right. Okay, we'll just start here and then we'll work our way out. We'll just do a sweep of the perimeter and everything will be fine.
And then Earl kind of looks over your shoulder and says, and who the hell is this feller?
He's an expert in the field. A kind of
What field would you say that is?
This field.
You got me there, partner. Okay, I won't ask any questions. Let's just get this done, please. For the sake of this town, let's find those missing kids.
All right, everybody, flashlights. Click.
He has one on his utility belt that he clicks on.
If you see anything, yell really loud.
You look over and Sherman takes out a little, it looks like a toy flashlight where instead of like where the flashlight part would be, it's just a green alien face with black eyes and it lights up green and it doesn't cast like really any light at all. It's just kind of like a little glow thing.
I get from one of like the little pocket ones that I have in my vest. So you can actually see something.
Oh, I'm good.
Go.
So I want to ask Sherman for that picture of the pictures that he took.
He pulls it out.
Take that. I'll take a picture of it so that there's two.
You take a picture of yourself holding the picture. Says, someday we'll just be able to send these to each other with our thoughts.
Yep.
One day.
One day.
Who's to say?
Why don't you two canvass the house and spread out? Me and Sherman should get to the center. I think we ought to get to the center of this crop circle. I think there's something important there. And every minute we spend here, we're burning daylight.
Okay, well, this kind of looks like a map to me.
Well, Sherman put it together. Maybe Sherman can follow it. Shelby, what do you think?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
If it leads us to the true ones, I want to see.
So, you two see if you can find a way inside. If it comes to that, we'll do that. You two and the sheriff. You canvass out, spread out. Once you feel like you've cased the area enough, come find us in the crops.
Okay. Then I would like to investigate a mystery and see what's going on around this house.
Go ahead and do so.
What's going on around here?
Holly, are you investigating as well?
I would also like to investigate a
Are
mystery.
you investigating something different?
Just the area around the house. Could I help him?
Yeah, you can help him out.
Okay.
You take +1. S1, what would you get?
I got a 9.
Okay, on a mixed success, and you're just looking around the house.
I'm going like his immediate property around the house.
You start walking around the house, and you catch a glimpse through one of the basement windows of something that you walk around and you do see that on the back porch or on the back of the house there is one of those like windows that's like right up against where the ground is that leads to the basement. You look through that basement window, and it is pitch black in there, not to mention the fact that the sun's going down, but you just kind of casually shine your flashlight through there, and as your beam of light crosses over, it goes over something's eyes that are like bright red, and you know that they saw you, and you're not quite sure what to think, but definitely whatever's inside knows that you saw it.
I go over to Holly, and I'm like, regular investigating.
Holly actually was trying to help you out, and you guys did the thing like, okay, let's go around and meet in the middle, and then you go around and you go down to the other middle, and Holly hasn't met you there.
Oh no.
Holly, you actually lost track of what you were investigating, and you were trying to peer through this basement window as well. You're looking for an opening or something you can see through. Let me move some of the windows on the lower floor of the house, and then all of a sudden a cute little bunny rabbit just hops by. You're like, oh, bunny, and you get your photo out. You start following it and taking pictures of it. You just get completely distracted, and before you know it, you're surrounded by corn. Oops.
Do I see a chimney smoke?
You look around and you see nothing but corn as high as your head.
Great.
And what is Deacon and Sherman up to?
I would be following Shelby to the center as he uses his Polaroid as a map. Kind of just like looking around, maybe being wary while he just kind of, he's the flake on this. He's the expert. I'm following him.
Okay. You follow him, and he leads you deeper into the corn maze, and he seems to move with a steadiness that you're unsure, just because of the nature of him being like an eclectic kind of guy, but you think he knows where he's going. It's the best chance you got. Mm-hmm. He is also clad in full knight's armor made out of aluminum.
I want to try shining my flashlight off it, see if I can reflect and maybe get a better lay of the land.
You reflect light back into your own eyes, and it hurts your optical receptors.
That's a bad idea. Never mind.
Okay, you guys are heading deeper into the cornfield. Esteban.
I look for Officer, the cop we were with.
He's kind of like whistling on the front porch, like kind of near the door, waiting for it to open, waiting for Nick to come out and say something. And he sees you walk down, and he looks over and says, "Are y'all done? Can we get on with this? I don't want to piss him off anymore."
Did you see which direction my colleague went in? The female.
I think she went off to the left there. Why? I thought y'all were gonna meet up on the back of the house.
Yeah, she said she caught whiff of something and was gonna go check it out. I didn't see much around the house. I'm gonna go see what she found.
Oh, shit! Yeah, we better go after her.
Yep. Right this way, and then I'll go in the direction you pointed.
And you guys head in the cornfield as well. As you enter the cornfield, immediately you are hit with an air of dread. As you look all around you, you cannot even see the direction that you came from. It almost instantaneously, it's like the corn just kind of changed around you, and it's just thick as far as the eye can see. You are probably about 2 feet away from Sheriff Earl, But even so, you can barely see him through the thick corn stalks. You can hear him stomping around. And he says, all right, well, shit. Let's just try not to get lost of each other. Spread out. Let's get out to where one of the circles was. Maybe there's a clearing we can get to.
I look to see if there's any like trampled stalks that Holly may have pushed out of her way as she was moving.
Roll investigate mystery.
7.
You look down, you don't see any footprints or anything that would indicate that Holly was here, but what you do see is all of these corn stalks look like they were very, very neatly cut with a blade. You look close, and as you're looking down, as you're walking through, you get into one of the sections where the crops were cut to make one of these patterns into one of the openings, and you look down, you're like, maybe she came through here, and as you get a good look at the corn, you see that, yeah, it looks like it's been cut with a very fine blade.
It wasn't a laser. Christ.
And as you say that it wasn't a laser, you turn to say that to Sheriff Earl, and he is nowhere to be found behind you.
I'm not gonna say I saw that coming, but okay, here we go. And we're in like a clearing now, right? Like
yeah,
a
you're
crop circle clearing. I just look all around for anybody I recognize.
Okay. Holly?
I start yelling for Esteban. And I have my flashlight and I'm just gonna like wave it in the air. Esteban! Help me! I think I'm lost.
You start yelling and shouting, and you hear no response.
I hear no response. Okay,
There's
question.
just lots of scary corn everywhere.
Question. Is there like a forest at the edge of the cornfield?
You cannot see anything over these
Literally
corns.
nothing.
Literally, the top of your vision is corn, and then it's the sky above you.
Okay, Holly's starting to panic a little bit. So she's gonna start sprinting in one direction.
Okay, great. That sounds awesome. Deacon, what are you doing? Still following?
Yeah, still following Shelby. If we're at one of the corns, if we made it to any of the like circles or whatever, I'd like to look around and investigate.
Okay.
Investigate a mystery.
Go ahead and investigate mystery.
That's gonna be a. I don't have +1 on going still, do I?
No.
Okay, that's a 7.
Okay.
Mixed success.
On a mixed success, you and Shelby find the center of the maze, which is where you were trying to go. And you look around, and it's kind of lackluster. There's just a huge circle. You felt yourself like turning as you were moving, like in concentric circles. You kind of remember from the picture how they were all interlinked. You felt yourself moving around one of these paths within cells interlinked. And you get to the center of, it's just like a flat, big circle, probably about 10 yards, 10-yard radius. It's rather unimpressive, to be honest, but you feel yourself at the center. But you, and Sherman is there with the photo, and he turns around in his knight's armor and he says, "Well, we made it. Is this where we wait?"
I don't know.
"I am with you. Please choose me, enlightened ones." And he gets down on his knees and starts looking up to the sky. "Please, please, 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 please." And Deacon, you are kind of disappointed. You put your hands on your hips and look around like, damn, I don't know what to do from here. And there's a faint thought in the back of your mind that you might be being followed.
I want to casually kind of like turn my head around, maybe just kind of like brush my flashlight, look around the corn and see if I see anything, any like reflective like animals or something, maybe like a wolf or something maybe.
You turn around, and as the beam of light passes over each cornstalk, the dread in your heart builds as you're expecting to see some eyes looking back at you. It's just all corn. Esteban.
From what I gathered from the pictures, it's all connected in one big circle. So can I follow the clearings to try to get to the middle in like that kind of pathway?
Roll investigate mystery.
I wanna be out of here. 5.
You start moving through the corn, And Esteban, Deacon, as your flashlight passes over the final cornstalk, Esteban bursts out of the corn and scares the shit out of you.
Esteban, I could have killed you.
You could try.
I meant figuratively, like you made me so mad right now that I could have killed you.
Okay, besides that, what did you find?
Meanwhile, Sherman is still just saying, like, please, 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 choose me, probe me. I want you to probe me now.
These circles seem rather unimpressive. I don't know. I'm getting maybe we're barking up the wrong tree.
Well, when I was canvassing the house, I saw red eyes in the basement. And they saw me. So
Red eyes.
Yeah.
Like when you take a photo and it has red eye?
No, like when you look at a monster and their eyes are red. Like the monsters we hunt. Red eyes.
Okay.
Holly, you are still separated and looking around, and you're like screaming, and you're not hearing anyone shouting back to you. And you just start sprinting.
And then
So
if I happen to
you're
not
just sprinting. Corn is
Yeah.
slashing your face. You're just brushing everything aside.
I'm gonna drop to my hands and knees and touch the floor, and I want to ask the secret masters how to get out of here.
You reach out, and you feel maybe it's this cornfield. You don't know what it is, but something's blocking your connection to the secret masters. But in this moment of clarity, you realize that your hands are touching something, and it does not feel like corn. You look down, you realize that you trace your fingers along something in the dirt, something hard that you just happen to kneel right down on top of.
I start digging.
You start digging it out. With your forensics tools, you get out a little brush. And you pull out some bones. You pull out, like, first, Holly's a well-educated lady, so she knows that this is like a femur bone. It's huge. She keeps digging, keeps investigating the area. Roll investigative mystery, actually.
8.
You don't find all of the bones, but you do eventually find the skull, and it has been cracked. It's small. You would estimate to be maybe belonging to a teenage, adolescent human. You aren't able to find the hip bones or anything, so just on the bones that you have here, you can't really tell that whether it belonged to a male or female. You do see, however, that elements of these bones look like that they were incinerated.
Okay. Do they look old?
It's
Or do
hard
they
to tell
look
because of
fresh?
the scorch marks and the burns, but they could be fresh.
Okay, well, I have like gallon Ziploc bags, so I'm gonna put the skull in there.
Evidence. Put it in your pocket. If you open up your pocket, your cartoon pocket, and you just shove it in there.
Do I have any flares left over on me from our last mission?
You roll 2d6.
6.
Nothing.
Wow, look how nice this flare is I have in my pocket.
Yes, Deacon and Esteban, you are at the center of the maze, and Sherman is still just muttering to himself.
I investigated the circle. They weren't cut by lasers. They were cut by blades.
Oh, shit. We need to find Holly.
Oh, and the cop's gone.
Oh, Esteban, I'd leave you guys for 5 minutes.
I was looking at the crops and then he disappeared.
Did I lose my guy?
Technically, no.
We need to get.
But I didn't know this was a tit for tat.
On that cue, you hear, and a faint orange light from somewhere off in the crop circles.
Right on time.
After you.
What do we do with him?
Please, please come for me. I hear your calls. Is that the engine?
Hey, bud. Check it out.
There's nothing. It's too late. The visual's gone.
You wait here.
No, we need to bring him. He's a sitting duck out here. Shelby, I think there may have been something further in. The circle may have been just the meeting point for the others. I think they might be making a new one. Stay behind us.
Hold hands.
Hold hands.
You hold his hand.
Yep, you hold my hand.
Okay.
And I'll pull them through to where we heard the screaming.
Okay. Who's leading?
Esteban.
So roll investigative mystery. You can take +1. Actually,
roll
roll
the
the
help.
help out. Yeah.
7.
Okay, so actually you don't get +1, and you feel at some point you turn around and you are only holding Sherman's hand, and he turns around and he's like, "Oh, I don't know what happened.
How did that happen?
I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened." And he looks at you like, "Please don't hit me. Don't hit me with your wrench. I don't know."
How does? Okay. 5.
You look at me, said, "I don't know what happened," and then you're like, "Okay," and then you turn to like look in front of you, and the path that you were following is just wall of corn. Like it's almost like comical as your nose just touches corn, and you're like, "Ha!" And you turn around and he's not there either.
I hate aliens.
Holly has a theory.
And I just run towards the light still.
Okay.
Did I
Oh,
hear
well,
that?
as I'm running, I'll have my flashlight up, and I'm like just like a spotlight in the sky, and I'm just running like this. Like, Deacon, I'm over here. Alien ass.
Holly, you have gathered the bones.
I put them in my satchel. Did I hear that scream?
You heard a faint scream, yes, and a faint orange light.
Okay, I'm gonna start running that way.
You running, sprinting through the corn. You burst out, and you are heading in the direction of the orange light, and you are horrified to see the body of Sheriff Earl mangled and incinerated.
So it was fire.
And as you have that realization, you feel hot, steaming breath on the back of your neck.
I turn around.
You turn around, and you see above you a hulking, 8-foot tall, humongous, muscular figure with dark brown fur all over its body, and the head of a bull, and a huge gold nose ring, and 2 huge horns that curl around the side of its head. And you're watching this hot steam come out of its nose that is breathing at you, and its eyes are like burning red coals.
I shoot him in the head.
Roll the kick-ass.
Please be good, please. Oh, I rolled really good. 10.
Okay, so on a 10 or more, you get something special.
I get something special when I roll to kick some ass and I get a 10 or more.
You should probably choose to not get hurt.
I would like to choose to not get hurt. I will like to suffer less harm. And then he takes 3 harm.
So you turn around and you are met with this hulking minotaur figure, and as he takes a big inhale with his nostrils. You watch as they flare open. It looks like he's about to do something terrible to you. You just instinctually, point blank, blast him in the side of the face, and you watch as just a flash of hot breath comes out, and just a faint orange light from the back of his throat faintly glows, but you don't suffer any harm from his attack as you got him before he was ready, and he turns and begins to start to gore you with his horns. Esteban and Deacon, you see another flash of orange light off in the distance, and you hear a gunshot.
No, guy from
Sounds
guy
like a
from
man.
guy from Get Out. Ding, 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 ding.
Since I have preternatural speed, I go much faster than normal people. When I chase, flee, or run, take +1 on going.
Okay, so you sprint in that direction, and you take +1 to your act under pressure.
Got it. That's going to be an 11.
You Holly, as this Minotaur is about to attack you again, Deacon bursts onto the scene, and you look over and you feel secure in knowing that your friend is there as you take a huge horn right in your gut. He lifts you up. Your Kevlar vest that you wear underneath your clothes, FBI standard issue, takes a brunt of the force, but you do suffer 2 harm as it gores you with its horn and lifts you up into the air. And Deacon, you watch as this hulking Minotaur with burning red eyes gores Holly with its horn and chucks her off to the side, and she just like lands into the corn.
I'm immediately going to try and use my telekinesis to move this monster, this hulking monster.
Go ahead and roll.
That's going to be my plus weird. I rolled 5 plus 3 is 8 plus another 3. That's going to be 11. So I get 2 effects with my telekinesis. I'm going to give him a 2 harm smash. And also, I'm going to basically, I get 2 harm smash, and I can fling something bigger than a person. This guy's obviously bigger than a person. I'm going to fling him up in the air and try to bring him down prone with this big smash in this clearing.
You watch as, if you've fought monsters before, Deacon, you are sort of new to the monster hunting business, but you've been on a couple missions thus far. And you watch as if a monster could look confused, it definitely does. It looks around as it just lifts up in the air as it's about to like go in for the kill on Holly. It starts sprinting and running towards her, and Holly, you look up in your dazed state and you get your gun ready to shoot him as he's running at you, and you hear and then soon his feet are just paddling in midair as he's running, and as the momentum of his sprinting carries him forward, probably another 10, 15 feet in the air, Deacon just rips him back and slams him on his back with a heavy thud, and he does suffer 2 harm from that.
I also, point of order, I do also suffer 1 harm as my head rings out with pain.
Ouch.
You slam him on his back. Esteban. You heard a gunshot, saw a flash of orange light, and then you hear crashing and thundering near you.
Why am I always the last one there?
You can roll act under pressure now to make it there, now that you know where to go.
9.
So you burst through as well onto the scene. The corn stalks part, and Deacon, as you have just landed this move on the Minotaur, Esteban, you see him there, and instinctually you pop out like right near his head, and you're like, oh, you just take a quick second to look around and process what's going on. You're like, okay, Holly's on the floor, Deacon's using his mind powers. Oh, there's a Minotaur! This is weird. I'm gonna hit it. And you take your wrench out, and as you're gonna go down for an attack, it just catches you off guard because you were not expecting this, as a hot streak of flame comes out from the deep belly of this infernal Minotaur as flame streaks all across the front of your body, and you suffer 3 harm that is not negated by your armor as the flames cook your flesh.
Good, that's what we like to see.
And Holly and Deacon, you see as Esteban is burned to ash and covered in soot, and his eyebrows just have the faintest glowing embers. And the Minotaur gets up like it's about to attack.
Holly, you're up.
I kill him.
Roll to kill.
I rolled a kill.
I would like to kill him, please. Oh, God. 4.
4. So your shot goes wide, but the Minotaur, who was preoccupied with Esteban, much like a bull, this thing his rage is directed in a certain force. So you guys have been hitting it and changing his focus, but that gunshot whips his head around towards you. He remembers what it was like to get shot in the face the first time, and it just starts sprinting right at you.
As he starts sprinting, I want to see if I can just like jump and like grab his horn and protect Holly and spin him around and go, "Hey, big guy." And then I take out my silvered wrench and I go, "All werebeasts are the same."
Nice.
And I'll use my +10 to direct the focus to me as I just like turn his head, and then I just stand there And I'm like, everybody else do something.
You do. You see as he's about to go for the attack on Holly, you grab his horn before he can start running and yank his head back towards you, but you yank it around with such force and his mouth opens wide and he just bites into your cheek and you take 2 harm.
My armor will negate that.
So your natural cheek toughness just
Nice.
takes it as he starts to gnaw on your face.
I thought you were a minotaur, not a chihuahua, and I'll push his head off.
Got his
You
ass.
push his head off and he looks like he's going to go for another attack.
Somebody else.
I'm gonna use my telekinesis on him again. See what happens.
Roll plus weird.
Plus weird. That is a... Wow, that's a lot. That's going to be a 14, so I get to pick 2 effects again. This time, I'm going to suffer 1 less harm, so my telekinesis doesn't hurt me, and I'm going to hold it fast to give someone else an opportunity to attack it. So I hold it in place, frozen.
So Esteban says, I thought you were a minotaur, not a chihuahua, and pushes him off. And Esteban, first, you feel cool as you say that line, but for a second, you're a little bit afraid he might breathe fire on you again. And you see as he starts to inhale, he's stuck there for just a brief moment.
I want to see if I can hit him in like the solar plexus to knock the wind out of him, so I can't get fire breathed anymore with my wrench.
Roll
Which
kick-ass.
Esteban knows that silver still works on werebeasts, so he's just gonna try to knock the wind out of him. 8.
Okay, so you do manage to knock the wind out of him, but your wrench does not do any harm to him as you just catch him in like a tough part of his stomach. But you see as he deflates and the force of Esteban's attack causes you to lose your hold, Deacon. Holly, you are now getting up off of the ground from that hit you took earlier.
I tried to shoot him again.
You remember your FBI training and level your pistol and roll kick some.
6.
So this is another miss, unfortunately. As it just whizzes by. You actually do hit him in the ear, but it just goes right through and does no damage. And Esteban, you hear the crack of a bullet destroy some corn stalks right next to you.
You gotta hit him.
I'm trying.
But on that, as you are briefly distracted by this, he's going to pick you up, and you all watch as this Minotaur with his huge hulking hands, again, he's 8 feet tall, towering over even you, Esteban, and he starts to lift Esteban up off the ground and holds him above his head.
I'm gonna use. I'll use my telekinesis again.
Roll plus weird.
And I will roll plus weird.
Grab me, kid. Get me out of here.
You guys watch as Deacon's physical body is beginning to strain as he's trying to channel all of his telekinetic energy.
That's going to be a 9. So I instead can only take 1 effect, and I'm going to take a harm because of this. So I'll take 1 harm, and I'm going to grab Esteban, and I'm going to yank him out of his hands.
Esteban, you feel yourself about to get Batman Bane back cracked, and you just kind of have a moment where you're like, I never thought it would end this way. And you kind of close your eyes and just ready yourself, and you feel as you're waiting for that knee to just crush your back, it never comes, and you open your eyes and you realize that you're floating in midair as Deacon gently plants you on the ground right next to him. As you can see physically, he looks weaker, like he's straining his telekinetic energy.
Can I ask Deacon to slam me down on top of him?
Deacon pulled you to safety, so you're already out of range.
I can only slam if I roll a 10 or higher.
The Minotaur is obviously very upset by this, and he starts stomping his feet and is going to go for a charge. And he starts charging straight at both of you.
In the meantime, can I whip off my red jacket? I'm like, Esteban, do something. And I put it in front of him and I go, Toro, Toro. And I'm going to try to manipulate someone.
I take like a side step as he's looking at the cape to try to get behind him as he's going to try to go through the thing.
I will say that, yes, you can roll manipulate somebody for this.
Thank you.
Amazing.
Please don't roll bad. Okay, we'll take a 9. So that's a mixed success.
So on a mixed success, he does go for the red jacket as you take it off and start whipping in front of him. But Esteban, you're unprepared for the quickness of this attack. As from the other side of the red jacket, it flips over, the horns tear through it, and you are face to face with the Minotaur yet again, and you take 2 more harm as he just pushes into you and knocks you to the ground. You land on your butt. You quickly scramble up. Holly, you're just watching all of this chaos happen all around you. And the Minotaur is going to go in for another bite attack on you. Gets you in the shoulder for another 2 harm.
Can I try to keep shooting him? Like.
Yes.
Okay.
Go
Right
ahead.
now?
Roll to kick ass.
Ah! Oh my god! I rolled a 3.
Another miss. Holly's just firing off shots. Bullets are flying everywhere. You're hearing the crack as they whiz by. This Minotaur is now on top of you.
Can I act under pressure to remember my werebeast immense knowledge and think of anything else that a Minotaur or a werebeast would be weak to besides just a silver weapon?
Roll act under pressure.
And I go, there has to be more! The 4.
You're like you have, as you're waiting behind the red jacket as Deacon is preparing it, you have this moment like, okay, I have a moment to think. What could I... as the Minotaur just barrels into you and is now crushing and landing on top of you. And it, at this point, has been able to chew through your armor and is going to give you just 1 point of harm that is not negated. It is just biting and punching and stomping on you. And finally, when it thinks it has a moment, it takes another deep inhale and is going to go for another big fire breath. Holly, take another shot. Deacon, roll plus weird.
I'm not going to do... I'm actually doing an attack.
Okay.
6!
Another shot goes wide, unfortunately. Holly's doing her best, but at least you're out of danger, Holly, as you're far enough away that you're just taking shots. You're just trying to make this animal go down.
I don't want to watch my friends die.
Think of something, kid! The shooting's not working!
I'm going to jump on its back and put its head between my hands and use my natural attack, which is life drain, and try to suck some sustenance out of this thing's body.
Okay, roll act under pressure.
You've had that this whole time?
Yeah, I'm not very good at it.
Oh.
Act under pressure, that is an 8.
Okay, so you do jump on its back, but it obviously doesn't like this. Esteban, you get a brief moment of respite as Deacon is kind of rodeo straddling this bull and grabbing onto his horns, and he takes a step back, and it just bucks once, Deacon, and it just catches you right in the face, one of the horns, and you take another point of harm.
So I don't get to make an attack?
You are, yeah, you
I
are.
am?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'll take that point of harm, and then I'll do my roll to kick ass. We take those. That's going to be a 10.
10, so you're successful.
All right, so I get 2 points of harm healed, and he takes 2 harm.
So you watch as Deacon's eyes go jet black for just a moment. And you see every time he uses his telekinetic energy, it strains his physical body, such to the point where his skin that he wears gets gaunt, and eventually to the point where it would just completely slough off his body. So you see as some of the wrinkles that had started to develop in Deacon's...
The eyebrows fall off.
The eyebrows fall off. But some of the flushness goes back into his cheeks, and it looks like he had gained some life from that. And you did suck 2 points of harm out of the Minotaur. But he still looks like he has plenty of spirit and fight left in him, and he grabs you and chucks you off and shakes you off his back.
I've rolled flopping onto the ground.
You
with the cord.
roll flopping off to the ground right to Holly's feet.
I go, you two keep him occupied! And I take out my hunting rifle and I take a knee and I want to aim at his legs so he can't charge at us anymore.
Hey, roll to kick some ass.
Gotta think of a weakness.
9.
So, how much harm does the hunting rifle do?
The hunting rifle will do 2 harm.
Okay, so you blast him in the kneecap from like point blank range because he was still in front of you, and it does do harm to him. And he drops down to one knee, and he just kind of collapses on top of you.
Oh my god.
And you don't suffer any harm, but you are feeling the full weight of a Minotaur on top of you, and he is about to get up, but you hear him crying out in pain from this leg wound.
I want to take the butt end of the wrench, like the pointy part, if it would come out.
Oh,
The end part, and I want to take it and stick it into the wound on his leg and just kind of like rub it in there.
You start reaching for your wrench and are getting prepared to do your next attack, but at the moment you're just crushed under the weight and you're just kind of wrestling with this enormous beast. You two are watching as you are afraid Esteban might get crushed.
You got this or me. I'll hold him steady. And I'll thrust out my telekinesis again now that I've regained some of my vigor.
Holly's trying to have a brain blast right now.
I taught you about werebeasts, kid. Think of something.
Yeah, but these are not always what they seem, though.
Yeah, it was an alien. It was a werebeast. Get
I
it?
told you so.
I rolled an 11, so I get to pick 2. I'll take no harm from my telekinesis, and I'm going to keep it basically under my control. So I'm going to keep it from crushing Esteban and hold it still for his attack.
Okay. You Esteban, you feel as suddenly a weight is lifted off your chest as even under your power, Deacon, the Minotaur struggles to his feet and straightens up his back, and his entire 8-foot form is now hulking over Esteban. But you can tell his muscles are tensing and flexing like he wants to move, and he's about to, but you have just a moment.
And I go, this is why you should stretch. And then I hit him in the knee with the wrench in the same spot.
Roll the kick some ass, and you can take +1 because Deacon's up.
9.
Okay, you bank him, and you do extra harm to werebeasts?
I do. It'll do 4 harm because it is silvered in magic.
Okay, yeah, you feel this hit takes some chunks out. You swing your wrench down at the already wounded leg, and just the silvered end of your wrench, like even though it is a blunt weapon, just sort of cuts through and takes out a chunk of meat from his enormous thigh. Like about a steak, a T-bone steak size of meat just flops to the floor. But again, his thigh is quite enormous.
Do I see that?
Yes, you see that.
Do I have silver bullets in my satchel?
You do not have silver bullets in your satchel. If you were to maybe try to acquire those, you could have them maybe in the future. But Esteban, as you land this good hit, it looks back to you and reaches down and bites the top of your head again.
Oh, my hair!
And you take 1 more harm.
Okay.
I'm gonna keep trying to shoot
armor.
it.
As
while
you're down to 2 armor now, so
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying is you take 1 harm after the armor.
Okay.
As he's chipping away at your armor gradually. Holly, would you like to?
I would like to try and shoot it again.
Roll the kick some
Please
ass.
work this time.
Roll the kick some ass.
Please, Secret Masters, help me. I know I already did that once today. 5.
You take another shot, and it is the last shot in your clip, and you have to reload.
I would like to try to use the wrench to knock one of his horns off.
Okay.
So he comes and bites me, and as he bites into my head, I grab one horn and I just bring my wrench up and I try to hit his other horn.
Roll the kick some ass.
I go, I'll see how you like it, bub. 10. So
Okay.
I get to choose another thing, right? Out of 10.
Mm-hmm.
So I will choose to do. I'll do the extra harm. So I'm mad and I just hit him like right where the horn meets his head, and I just boom, and I try to see if I can break off his horn.
So how much harm do you do?
That would be 5 harm. Hate werebeasts. Hate them.
So, Holly, you actually do shoot him in the back, and you don't feel like that you hit him in anywhere vital or it did any damage. But just this stutter, just this moment, is the only opening that Esteban needs to as the Minotaur's attention just briefly turns over its shoulder, it leaves itself open. He grabs onto the horn, yanks its massive head down in front of him, and just cleaves the horn right off, and it reels back in pain.
And I point at it and I go, Deacon, go!
I'm going to grab the horn that Esteban broke off, and I'm going to use my telekinesis on it.
Okay, go ahead and roll plus weird.
Aim for the same spot!
I got an 11, so I get to pick 2 effects. I'm going to fling something bigger than a person, and I'm also going to do a 2-harm smash. So if I fling the horn and also smash it into him, I'm hoping it does a little more. So I'm going to take the horn, I'm going to rip the horn out, and I'm going to swing it around above my head, like kind of like a circle, and fling it back in. I'm like in a parabola.
Like a boomerang?
Yeah. And I'm gonna go long, and I throw it right into his neck.
It goes tip, through his neck, tears out his throat. The wider base of the horn creates such a massive hole that the weight of his head snaps back and it rips off the back of his body and clumps behind him, decapitated. His hulking, massive form drops to its knees, wobbles, and falls over. And you watch as this minotaur begins to shrink and shrivel up, and the fur sloughs away, and what is left is the decapitated body of what looks like an ancient, hundreds of years old man, withered, wrinkly, gray skin. The head has long, white, thin hair and a long white beard. And at this moment the crops burst, and Farmer Nick comes out holding a shotgun, and he drops to his knees and he goes, "Daddy! No! You killed my papa!" And he levels the shotgun right at Deacon, and boom! Deacon takes 3 harm from a shotgun blast to the chest.
Wowie. I'm gonna grab his gun from his hand with my
You're too harmed at the moment to attack.
I want to try and shoot him.
Holly, go
That's
ahead.
not what I'm trying to shoot.
Roll
I
the
don't
crystal
know.
nets.
Yay!
8! I got 8!
How much harm does your handgun?
3!
Okay, so you blast. Farmer Nick takes a shot in the chest, and he drops his shotgun and he falls over to the side. And he looks up and says, "I got another barrel, Missy!" And blasts it at you, and you take 3 harm as well.
Can I protect Holly and just movie dive in front?
You movie dive in front, and you jump in front, and the buckshot hits you, and your armor has been a little bit shredded by the Minotaur. You only suffer 1 harm as it pierces through you. Holly, you have a moment where your life flashes before your eyes as Esteban dives in front of you. And Deacon, at this point, you have recovered, and you turn and attempt to use your telekinesis.
Yes. I'm going to throw my telekinesis out. That's an 11. I get 2 effects. I'm going to suffer 1 less harm because I only got 2 left. And I'm going to grab his gun and I'm going to fling it as far as I can into the cornfield.
You grab his gun and fling it away, and he's still holding his arm. And he gets up and he pulls out like a scythe or a sickle from behind his head.
Unreal.
And he says, "I'm gonna make you pay for what you did to my pappy!" And he spits out a huge glob of dip and starts charging forward.
I'm gonna hunting rifle him in the leg.
Get
as
him.
he's running at him.
Esteban, you do a cool dive in front of Holly. You take the hit from the shotgun. You spin around in midair, parkour roll on the ground, get up on one knee, take out the rifle from behind, and level it at this.
Pretty cool.
farmer.
And I whispered to myself and I was like, "I got you, kid."
Aw.
And I'm gonna shoot him in the leg. 8.
You watch as a huge gout of blood shoots out from Farmer Nick's chest as he continues to run towards Holly, and just spurting blood, running at you, drops to one knee, weakly holds the sickle above his head, splashes out at the air in front of you, and Holly just coup de grace.
No, I don't want to shoot him in the head.
Okay.
I want him to not be dead. I want to kill him.
He's dying.
Okay, well then I guess
So Holly just
I'll just kill him
shoots
then, I
him,
guess.
shoots him in the head,
I
finishes him off.
immediately start taking pictures of all of this stuff.
You start documenting everything.
Yeah.
I go and I look for the Minotaur horn that Deacon threw, and I pick that up and I put it in one of my
It's
pouches.
covered in blood. It's a little slimy.
And I grab it in one hand and I walk over to Deacon and I help him up.
Oh, thanks.
And I go, "You earned this, kid, for your first werebeast kill.
What am I going to do with this, Esteban?
Hang it up in your room.
I don't want this.
Celebrate." Okay, I'll keep it.
Yeah, you can keep it.
And I take it. And then I go to... the Minotaur head is a person head now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I would like to inspect Farmer Nick to see if he's also a werebeast.
No, Farmer Nick is just a regular human person. You see as he's lying there dead on the ground. You all watch as suddenly the crops start to wither and die, and it looks like the corn shrinks about 2 feet, and now you can see perfectly clearly straight out to the farmhouse, and you see stomping around in the corn near that way, aluminum foil clad
made it.
Night. Is something else like, hello? Enlightened masters, please. I know not what these messages mean. It was very scary.
Can I please? I want to go back to the house. I want to see if the kid's in there.
You guys all go to the house. You thoroughly burst open the doors, investigate. Sherman just looks at you as you all burst out of the cornfield, like covered in blood and scratches, and he goes, "What's going on? Did they appear? Did they choose you?"
No aliens this time. I'm afraid they were staging it.
Yeah.
Another hoax. Dang!
Well, werebeasts though. So
What?
You ever heard of a minotaur?
werewolves.
Werehogs?
Like.
Yeah, maybe like back in high school or something. I read like a book once.
That's what it was.
Look out for those two.
Thanks. Oh man,
He's got a torn.
this is like the 900th time I've been pranked like this. Why does everything turn out to be a hoax?
Hey,
I know you're out there. I want to believe.
Shelby. Come here, I got something to show you. Now I have to warn you. If I show you this, you're not allowed to go back to your normal life.
And I'm spinning my gun in my hand as I'm looking at him.
You're
I
gonna-
accept those terms.
You got a business card for him, Esteban?
Let's see how he acts first.
Okay.
If he doesn't completely soil himself, we'll see how it goes.
Alright. Deacon strips naked.
Oh,
No,
jeez.
close your eyes.
Is that part needed?
Yeah, well, to get the full effect. Close your eyes.
Get the full effect.
I believe this is your lucky day, kid. What you're about to see, you will probably believe, actually. And if you don't completely ruin it, then there may be something special in it for you.
Ooh. 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 Why are you doing it like that?
That's how he walks.
So my skin sloughs off. And eventually it's just the naked, kind of featureless body of Deacon in his alien form. Open your eyes, Shelby. You have been chosen.
He fully craps his pants and then faints on the ground.
Yeah, just leave him there.
I take the business card and I leave it on his chest. And then we make our way to the house.
Oh my god.
Okay. You can take them. So you guys start to investigate the house. Deacon transforms back into his human form.
Eyebrows back.
You find in the basement a full like mosaic, beautiful painted mural of a bull in a wonderful field, and a labyrinth of designs all around it, and just some like Greek amphora and artifacts and pottery and shit like that all in the basement, and a big Greece flag and a big sign that says, "Hey, I'm from Greece.
Hey, gyros.
Yo, I like gyros.
Tomatoes.
Tomatoes, onions, lamb. Give it."
Holly Pictures. Document all
taking
this.
pictures.
Ching, 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 ching. You take all these pictures, and you eventually piece together. Sheffield or Sherman wakes up
Covered in
and comes back covered in shit, and he helps you put together. Once he stops rambling about the aliens, he goes on for a good few
After
minutes.
I slap him across the face.
You're like, focus. He says, "We will talk more later. Thank you so much." He just gives you a big full kiss on the
Ew!
Me?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I thought he was talking about me. I was about to have Esteban kill him.
Oh, he tasted like pizza pockets and sweat.
Yep.
But he helps you guys piece together that Farmer Nikolas in Greek and his son Stravos were actually hundreds of years old, and they had been pulling off this little stunt every 7 years or so for the last century or more, moving from town to town, abducting children for Stravos needs to consume human flesh to maintain his minotaur form or his life essence. And this creating the corn and the maize and all that stuff is all part of like a really elaborate ritual that they must perform every 7 years. You start piecing this stuff together. You solve the cold case. You unfortunately solve the case of the missing children. They were eaten and or incinerated. You write up a full report and leave it at the police precinct with the more rotund police officer who was there earlier, who took a big dump in the bathroom and fell asleep at his desk. He says, "What happened to Sheriff Earl?"
Unfortunately, Farmer Nick was a homicidal murderer, and then upon apprehension, he got the best of Sheriff Earl, and he perished.
Oh no, this town's gonna be lesser without him, but he would have been happy that you guys showed up. Thank you. This ain't gonna bring him back, but this might bring the family some peace of mind.
That's all we can do, but move forward.
You hand over the files, heavily redacted, of course. You give them the pertinent information. But you have successfully stopped the Minotaur that was plaguing Athens, Nebraska. And you, of course, you have succeeded in your mission, and you all climb back into Esteban's bullet.
As we get in, I stick my hand out to Shelby and I go, "Call the number on that card. Tell them Agent Caldera recommended you for R&D.
Oh, I'm not gonna stop calling.
You should be contacted shortly."
Thank you. As the tires squeal up and you all drive away off to hunt your next monster.
I was really hoping to find some family.
Yeah, that would have been crazy. How would you have been with meeting new aliens?
Oh, I would have kissed this sorry planet goodbye.
Well, they're obviously bad guys. They were murdering people.
Oh, we don't know that. They could have been choosing people like they were with, like Shelby wanted.
Fair enough. All right, well, more werebeasts. I love it. Always great to find a half animal, half man. At least we made it out alive. And Esteban takes the horn and puts it in the back, where he has a bunch of werewolf claws and werehog quills, just kind of displayed. And then he takes the Minotaur horn. He doesn't even take the blood off of it. He just puts it next to it and he goes, "Another one bites the dust."
It's disturbing how much joy you take in killing things.
They killed his family.
A Minotaur killed his family?
Kinda.
Kinda. What do you think about it?
I don't...
Curses.
Logic seems a little circular to me.
Don't worry about it.
I kill them so they don't kill anybody else.
Well, technically I killed it. So...
I did most of it.
Did you?
Yes.
You got there halfway through the fight.
I knocked the horn off.
And I killed it with the horn.
This argument continues as you guys head down the highway back to Area 51, and you will find out what your monster is next week.
Okay,
Awesome.
but this time you didn't say
Yeah,
what
And then
time
Bruce
you
didn't
did.
say it!
For you to say it the whole fucking time!
I thought you were going to splice it in after.
No! How would that even work? Just cut from you guys talking to just sudden cut? Let's go to Scary Queen.
Yeah, that would be funny! Let's go to Scary
Gimme! To know I don't want it.
I
we
didn't
gonna
want
do it
to...
I know, I don't care. No, that was fun. That was perfect.
Unreal.
You're unreal.
Add up. Boom!